one person in here. Welcome in, whoever you are. No. Derek, still here cooking dinner. Hey, Ken. Hi, I'm Ken, the boring fisherman. Dinner, Ken. Hi, I'm Ken. Welcome in, guys. Let me drop a link. That way, Ken, the boring fisherman, can come up and tell us what we need to know. Or Steve, or Derek. Grits. Merrimack Raw Outdoors. Welcome in. Should I just stop doing? No, you shouldn't stop doing that in your intros. You should keep right on doing that in your intros. That way I can keep making fun of you. Hey, Lynn, welcome in. Steve, on Friday night, Derek and I are planning on going bass fishing off of our kayaks. I don't think there's very good cell service there though, or else I would maybe go live again from the kayak, but I don't know. I go back and try to watch those lives from Saturday, and I wouldn't have watched, but then I asked Ted how they were, and he said they actually weren't as bad as what it's playing back now. But yeah, I think the wind will die down. I hope so. It's pretty bad. Live might be deal. Is there service over there? Or Derek, are you talking about the pond like just under the dam of Fern Ridge? Is that the one you're talking about? Because I don't think that area has very good service, but I could be wrong. Or are you just talking about yourself? Pond was white capping. Yeah, that's a little windy. You guys better hurry up and get your stickers to me if you want them on the board, because it's filling up fast. Got a few more spots. You get cell there, but not sure how strong. Yeah, I know. It's there's some don't think you would lose a call going through there, but I don't know if it's strong enough to get a live going or not, but it might be. You guys that were on my live on Saturday, I said I got that. I was hoping I got that osprey coming down and getting that fish. I got it, but those of you that have GoPros know that at 100 yards, an osprey coming down is not going to show up very well. So I'm going to see if I can zoom it in a ways and still have decent footage of it. But I wish I'd have got it the first time it came down when that goose came out and chased it. That was awesome. I've never seen anything like that before. Yeah, it's today. Today here was pretty windy. Just, I mean, not just horrible, but gusty and kind of a almost a steady 15 to 20 maybe. Nothing just crazy, but I did not. And hailstorm number 8. Yeah, I saw a video of out there at Otis. It was hailing. There was a hailstorm going through out there. 70 mile an hour. Well, you can have that, Steve. Sandy, welcome in. I got the link pinned at the top if anyone wants to show their face. Sandy shows up and 12 people show up. Look at that. Amazing. Great outdoors. That's awesome. Great outdoors. J&J, welcome in. That's what I got. Hero 8. Steve didn't answer. Is he? No, he is not still in Oregon. He's back in Wyoming. He left last Tuesday, I believe it was. That right there. Get this thing turned where you can see it. That's what we were catching the herring on. Those things right there. Hero 8 is not much different from the older ones, but a lot more affordable. Yeah, it's I don't know what you can get them for. My wife got me this one for Christmas. I think she paid around $400 or $500 for it with an extra battery. So, what's a big fancy one, Boring? Talking about that sabiki rig? Yeah, that's what. Oh, you're talking about the camera creel. I haven't had too much problem with this one yet. Seems to work pretty good. Anyone you missed? I don't know. Oh, you're saying hi to that herring, Jake? I don't know if it's a fancy one or not. It's a. I just went into the marina there and bought some. Got 1, 2, 3, 4. This one only has 5 hooks on it. Is that right? Hang on. Hey, get off of there. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this one only has 5. I think I broke one off right here. That's what happened. Used to have 6. Where did you get yours, Ken? They had a ton of them there at the marina, there at Newport. I was scared they wouldn't have any, but yeah, they had plenty of them. Oh, you got them off Amazon? Dark 30. What is up, Kyle? Got the link pinned at the top if you want to come up. I'm going to be looking directly into the sun here unless the clouds get thicker. Alicia, welcome in. Got the link pinned at the top if you want to come up. Right there, Alicia. That's what we catch the herring on. Yeah, sabiki rig. It has they usually have 6 hooks on. One of them broke off right there. You can see the knot that it was on, but those things right there, that's what we catch the herring on. That's what you were using for the skipjack. How big are hooks? Because these are only like a number 6 or 8 hook. I think something like that. But some of the first ones I got had like 20-pound main line and 30-pound for the or the other way around. I forget which. But they had way heavier line than what I was thinking. Bitty hook. Yeah. These, here, let me show you what the actual hook size is on these, if I can get one to cooperate here. See, they're just pretty tiny. Is that what you're using too? That thing won't focus for nothing. There it is. You can kind of see it there. This is a size. Oh, you're saying for skipjack might be a size 10. These are size either 6 or 8. One or the other. Alicia or Kyle or Creel or GOE. Any of you guys can come up. That way I don't have to sit here and try to entertain everybody by myself. Off the hook. Off the hook. I went and watched the rest of that video, and I think you should take it down. Just kidding. Gay Ted. What? Well, as long as you're decent on panel, I don't care. Creel to eat them at least. Creel eats about anything. He eats all the fish that other people say they wouldn't eat and calls them good. All right. Great outdoors. Man, my face is bright tonight. Sun's shining right up in here. Yeah, a lot of it's about how you prepare it and cook it. That's for sure. If you're eating a lot of seasonings instead of fish, I said anybody can come up, Ted. I got the link pinned at the top. I even was showing off my board before some of you people got in here, but try to get it out of the sunlight there. Ken, you can come up too. Don't have to be just Ted. Like chicken or mashed potatoes, you add seasonings. Yeah, exactly. Valerie's in here. Oh, hey, Valerie. I missed you. Welcome in. Appreciate you being in here. Great Outdoors is not a mod. Why is he not a mod? He soon will be. Ted says if Alicia comes up, she will. He will. Okay, Alicia, that means you got to come up. You guys can feel free to share each other's links, but I think everybody in here has everybody anyhow. But yeah, I meant in the chat. Yeah, I meant in the chat.
Hey guys.
Thingamajiggy off, Steve.
Okay.
Yeah, I meant in the chat.
How's that?
It's all right, except I can still see your face.
You're just so lucky.
Modog.
Tell everybody in the chat room there. I was having dinner when everybody was coming on there, so I didn't say hello to everybody. So I'll just say hello now.
What'd you have?
Fish. Lingcod.
Did you?
Yeah.
Is that the last trip you went out?
We've got so much. I have no clue. I think it's actually from last summer. We usually have it 2 or 3 times a week, I guess.
What are you saying, oh, wow, about, Alicia?
Probably me.
Steve's beautiful face. That's what Derek said, not Alicia.
Oh.
Alicia would never say you have a beautiful face.
Oh, no. Hello, Ken. Modog. Hey, there he is.
What's up? How you doing? How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good.
Hey, if nobody's watched Off the Hooks, Ted's latest video on the reviews, you got to go look. That was really good, Ted. I'm glad you did that.
Thank you. Yeah, that question that you asked me before, Steve, about the sound.
Yeah.
I just hit the chair and I just sunk. Hold on 1 second. All right. That will mess with your volume.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the only bad thing. Now they have cases that have holes in it for your microphone, but they're not waterproof. But that one's a solid one, and my old GoPro has that also, where I can switch the backs off and it has holes in it, or it's solid for waterproof. But I would deal with that and do the to be able to see the catches, because I do a lot of fishing in the rain, and I do well when it's raining or just after rain or whatever. So I would prefer to have the catches on and me deal with the sound later with it than not having the catches at all without the the GoPro, because I'm going to be using that external power on my boat, so I don't have to keep messing with batteries.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to fish for an hour or something like that, put the battery in, use just your GoPro, that's fine.
Yeah.
You can't see that, but I got right here over the mic.
Yeah.
On the bottom over the mic, I got those
Duct tape.
It's felt
Those
things
little,
that you put on the bottom of a chair or something like that.
yeah.
But I have two little ones on the side and then the big one over top, so I'm not plugging the whole mic. And on the bottom, it's just going across the whole bottom there. But I don't know if it helps a ton. I mean, I'm sure it does some, but even out there on the beach, it was. I mean, I don't know if you noticed that, Steve, but on that video there was some wind noise on it.
Yeah, there was,
but it still wasn't bad.
No, they have those little round dots. Did you ever? They're like the round rings. Sticky.
The ones that are hollow in the middle.
Yeah, but I don't know how that with the wind. Now I just ordered the mod kit from GoPro also. I just got that GoPro 10 mod kit coming in, and that has the external mic, and that's supposed to be good.
Right.
So I'm gonna try it. That's what I'm coming up with there. I'm being the guinea pig for all the GoPro stuff, so I'm just gonna keep buying the stuff and trying it out and showing you guys. And if I don't like it, I send it back. That's all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's just the way it is. Like that microphone that I asked you about yesterday. I tried it and it worked one time in my house. I walked into my bedroom while my phone, because I bought it mostly to use with my phone. Now they said it was compatible with the GoPro also, because it had a C port for the GoPro and then it had an adapter for an iPhone to go in. Yeah. So I tried it on my iPhone because when I'm hunting, I want my phone mount on my bow or my gun, and I wanted the microphone on my collar. So when I'm holding the gun or the bow, I'm having to move it forward. I can keep it out there and I can whisper in my into the microphone, but you could still hear good audio. Yeah. So I tried it in my house. I put it in my phone. The red light receiver came on like it was supposed to. I kept my phone in there. I recorded. I walked into the bedroom with the microphone. I walked downstairs and I talked. And when I came back up, I listened to it and it sounded like I was right next to my phone. It was good. And then I unplugged it and I got ready to do my video outside, and I plugged it in just to see if it works. And I was going to show you guys how it worked, and I wanted to make sure I had everything working, and so I knew what to do on the video, so I didn't, so I knew what to say. So I plugged it in, and the light didn't come on. So I'm like, all right. So I unplugged it, put it back in, and then in the directions, it doesn't have any directions on it. It just says plug it in. The receiver comes up. Your phone will have a little microphone on the top of the phone. To let you know that it's working, and then you turn your microphone on, and the microphone is what you charge. Okay, so I did all that stuff and put it on. It didn't work. I walked away because I was going to do a test. Walk into the front of my house, around my yard, when my phone was there to let you see the sound quality from how far I was away from it. So I come back and I looked at the video, and you heard me getting lower and lower the further I got away. It wasn't working. So that light wasn't working. So I tried to look it up online, there was no information on it at all. So I said, heck with it. I'm just putting it away, and I'm going to let the people know that it didn't work for me. If you guys want to go out and buy one, have at it. But I'm just telling you what happened.
You said it worked the first time, right?
Say, this is great. And then you buy it. Like Earl said, and people watch those videos to get your honest opinion. And I did say, I'm going to give you guys my honest opinion when I'm doing my videos. So I left that in there instead of taking it out, so you guys knew not to buy that microphone or buy it and send it back if it don't work for you. And that was my own.
It worked the first time, you said.
One time it worked. Yep.
So maybe it's just a bad unit, maybe.
Yeah, it could be, and that's what I said. Like it worked, and maybe it blew out, or maybe something happened to it. But it wasn't. I mean, it was a plastic. It was a
You can
plastic
cover up
microphone.
Modog.
It wasn't like. I mean, it was $40, so it wasn't like I spent $10 or $20. It was $40. I would think that I would get something pretty decent. You know what I mean? And it just felt like I'd break it. So I was like, but it worked the first time in the house. So I was excited about it. I'm like, cool, $40 and you get a decent microphone that can help out on the channel. And that's what I want. I don't want to, I mean, I can go out and buy a Rode mic like Earl because he has all the money. I can go out and buy a $150 Rode mic and put it on there and say, okay, this works great. But everybody knows that works great because it's top of the line. You know what I mean? So I don't need to do a review on a Rode microphone because everybody knows it works because it's top of the line. I wanted to get something cheaper and have it work, but it didn't work out. So I had to let everybody know that.
Well, that's good. Is there something that was comparable to it?
Is there something that's comparable to it?
Hey, Modog.
Hey, what's up, Modo?
How's it going, Steve? How's it going, Ted? How's it going, Earl?
How are
Good.
you? No, I didn't
Hello,
see
everyone.
that price. I mean, there are a couple different ones probably in that price range. Like same thing. The receiver plugs in. It has a C port, and then it has an adapter for your phone, like your iPhone adapter, and you plug it into there. There are a couple of them out there, anywhere from $29 to $50. Yes, there are multiple ones, but
They're all made in China too, I'm sure.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yes, yeah, it wasn't. You know, even the clip that you clip onto your clothing was plastic. It wasn't like metal clip. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it wasn't like it was plastic. And you probably know you've done some hunting and things like that. You're out. I'm out January. I was hunting. It was 6 degrees out. If I'm hunting in 6 degrees with a plastic mount on anything, the mount's gonna break.
yeah, I hear you.
Because I did that with a mount for my phone on a scope. I had a plastic mount. I didn't like it, but it worked when it was good and warm. When it was decent weather out, it was okay. As soon as it dropped below freezing and I had it out there and I'm sitting out there for 6 hours, I went to move my phone to give it a different angle and it just snapped right off. And I was like, yep, this is junk. And then I sent that back and I got a refund for that also.
I just
Well, that's one good thing about Amazon. They'll take it back.
Yes, and that's why I don't mind doing that. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
there's a store about 5 minutes away from me that takes all the Amazon returns. So I didn't know how to return it, but my wife got on my phone and just did a return thing, and boom, and they gave me a barcode. And I just sent it to her, and she went and took it to the store for me and took it back, and they refunded me my money on my
Yeah,
credit.
it's really cool too because my wife buys lots of things to send things back, and she used to package it all back up and make it all. You don't even have to do that. You just send it back.
Yeah, that's
they'll
one
box
thing
it.
about Amazon. They make it easy to receive
They do.
things and to take them back. That's why I use it so much.
Yeah,
That's the Square Table Degenerates podcast, Creel. That's his URL link, so I didn't mess with it.
Sandy's in here. Did Sandy get her hat yet?
I don't know.
Sandy, get your hat yet?
Merrimack Raw Outdoors is leaving. What?
that was quick.
I'm gonna share their link.
That's since Modog gone here.
I know. Should I leave? Dang.
No,
I
you're
tried
good.
to find my hat so I could cover this up so nobody would get offended. So, but I don't know where it went.
You better send him another one, Grits.
I think the kids stole it. Hey, Ken.
Nice.
Yeah, I got mine today. I got mine in yellow, Mo Dog.
Yeah, he asked me what color I
Mine
wanted
in
to
yellow,
bring.
too.
Yeah, I got the yellow one. That'll be going up on my next live. I'll be putting it on my board.
Yeah, I got to get a board. I got to show you guys some
Mine's
love.
almost full.
That's nice, though.
And it's upside down.
What happened over there? Looks like
You're
Nice.
filling
Yeah,
up.
Modog's got overlapped right there just a little bit.
yeah. What the
Just-
heck, man? You can't let Richard do that kind of stuff to me. Just because his sticker's way nicer than mine.
Well, since your head isn't covered up in real life, I figured I could cover up part of your sticker. Just keep the shine down a little bit.
All right.
And it starts.
Trying to stay out of the sun here. Can you tell?
I can tell. Yep. Yep. Wait,
Pretty bright.
can you go back in that room behind you there and just stand for a little while? Be probably
I
better.
could, yeah. But then you wouldn't be graced with my presence, so I can't do that.
Turn that light girl behind you and see if it helps with the sun with the light.
Well, this is good right here.
Don't you have curtains or anything?
Yeah, not ones that kill the light. I mean, this is through the. What's on my face now is through the curtain.
Oh.
But
Yeah, I
it's
gotta
been
hit some-
raining here all day. I don't know where the clouds went tonight, but
It's weird looking at the sun your way, and it is 10 o'clock p.m. here.
yeah.
Dark.
Yeah, our sun's just going down.
Yeah, it was cold here all day today too. So those
Been
fish
raining
are
here all day.
So that live that I did just was kind of. It wasn't glitchy the whole time, but it glitched out every once in a while.
It was nice. I liked it. I enjoyed watching you on your kayak.
Because
Steve, the only reason Steve was over there so he could watch you fall in the water, but I was actually there because it's nice to see somebody actually do a live from the kayak. And
yeah, it was
you know,
awesome.
even though you were glitching, and I like
Yeah.
that though, even though you were glitching and your voice was going in and out every now and again, but you could tell where you had good service and where you didn't.
Yeah.
Where you were catching the fish was where you had no good service, but where you were.
I noticed that. I noticed that too. Yeah.
But
I really liked the live, especially when he was glitching and you couldn't hear him or see him. That was my favorite part.
That was your favorite part.
But if you could see the lay of the land here, it's flat. I mean, there's very little rise and fall in the land. But I showed you down the creek, and there's 10-foot banks on either side. So it's not great service up on top of the bank, and then you drop down in that hole yet. So
Yeah. I liked it. I enjoyed every minute of it. I
beta.
watched almost all of it. I watched almost all of it. So
yeah.
it made me want to go out and do a live out of mine. But Steve, again, only thing Steve wants to do is watch me stand up in the kayak to see if I'll fall over.
Sunfish
I want to see
King
you
in
do
the
that,
house.
Modog. I tell you.
I mean, you said right in there, I enjoy watching this, but I can't wait till MoDog goes live so I can see him stand up in it. Because you just know my
Well,
belly's
you
going to
were
take me over.
saying you stand up in yours all the time, so I figured.
Listen, I got a video that I edited it out. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. But I was standing in it, and a wind came up in it because I have my anchor pole. That's what you need, Earl, is that
I do
fiberglass
need an
pole.
anchor pole.
But I put it in there, and I'm actually standing up, and I'm holding on to this because the wind was so bad. But because I'm standing up, it displaced the weight in the kayak, so the wind actually caught the back of it and spun it around. So it's not supposed to go that direction. I almost went in that day.
Well,
It's
that video
actually
kind
on
of
my
you
hard
don't
drive.
wanna
But I'm
edit
not
out,
ever going to
that's-
show it.
You don't want to edit that stuff out.
Give me that. I've been looking for that, you goofball.
Sunfish King.
Told you he stole it.
Oh, so much better. Isn't that better on your eyes, Earl?
Yeah, the sun isn't even shining anymore.
This was it the whole time.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So, hey, let me let you in on a little thing that me and Sunfish King went on about earlier. He was texting my wife because she got some stickers, and she told him that I wouldn't give her the stickers, but my name's on the envelope. It says MoDog. It says Timothy MoDog Morris, so it's mine, right? Doesn't matter what the letter inside said. It's addressed to me. So she texted him and told him that she couldn't get the stickers for me because I wasn't giving them up. So what's he do? He goes, well, that's okay. I'll take care of this. I got 16,000 small itty bitty tiny fish I can send to him. So here goes my phone. Bing, 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 bing. So I started looking at it. Oh my God. He sent me so many tiny fish. It's not even funny. So I said, that's all right. I'll just have Molly kick you or something. And he said, Molly's 2.5 hours away. And I was like, well, that kind of ruined my whole plan then. Shoot. So I finally gave in and gave her stickers. I just couldn't look at those little tiny sun perch anymore.
I seen her Eternal gear she was wearing. You posted that her with her and with the
Yeah, she
sweat.
enjoys that stuff, man. She likes that.
Yeah,
She
There
said
you
she
go,
wants a
boy.
hat now.
I'm gonna buy them pants for me when I'm fishing on a boat this year.
I want to see that. I want to see that. If you guys don't know what he's talking about, she's wearing the Eternal Angler's leggings. Yep. Every level will be dressed to Miss Bodog. No, you can't do that. That's just wrong.
I don't want to see that. Sunfish
He did unleashed a horde of dinks. I don't think he sent me 16,000 or anything like that, but it was enough. It was enough. And then he sent me one that looked like a little bass, and he said, "This is just a creek chub." And I said, "Well, it made me think it was a little bass."
Big Matt's in here.
What the heck is a sun perch? I don't know, but it bothers you, so I'm going to keep saying it. Hold on, I better not answer this on speakerphone again. Hello. Hi. No, gosh.
I can mess with him too.
Steve, you been out at all?
No, it's too dang cold here. I mean, yesterday, let's see, was it yesterday we had 49-mile-an-hour gust winds,
Wow.
sustained at 38 miles an hour. Tonight is supposed to be 70-mile-an-hour gust, 50 sustained.
There's something. I guess there's something coming through up that way then.
Yeah, I think it's coming from the Pacific, as Earl said they're getting blasted too. So,
Well, it was supposed to be last night. Was supposed to be, I think, 40-mile-an-hour gust, and I don't know that it ever got that high because I never woke up from it. I mean, every time I woke up during the night, it was just raining. Is all.
Yeah.
But
hey,
dirt bike guy, welcome in.
Yeah, we were supposed to do after my live. We were supposed to
Very
do
funny.
Yeah, with my daughter, and then she wanted to go watch WrestleMania over at my buddy's house, so we went over there. And the winds were so bad, his internet was out. And he streams it. You know, he pays so much a month, and he gets streams. And it went out at like 10:30 last night, so we left early because usually it goes till about midnight, and we ended up leaving at like 10:30 because of the wind and stuff. So, and he couldn't get to stream on his TV anymore, which would be annoying. I couldn't stand that, but so we left early.
Oh no, I meant sunfish. I definitely meant sun perch because it makes him cringe whenever he hears somebody say that. So
I did one that when you said that on the video, I was wondering what the sun perch was, but I didn't care. It don't.
That's all it was.
You can call whatever you want. I don't care. People call fish different names all the time. That doesn't.
I grew up calling anything that wasn't a bass or a catfish or a carp a perch. So
Yeah. Whatever you call them, you know, people call different things, you know.
Yeah.
Is that why you can't perch on your kayak?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm not a bird. Not a bird.
Steve is watching Modog for all the right reasons, though, because there is times when I'm sitting there, I'm like, is he going to fall? Is he going to fall on this thing when he stands on that kayak? But I think if you fall off of that kayak, it might go viral.
That's what I thought.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it just so everybody can be like, Modog fell in. No.
It might go viral. Blah, 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 blah,
You give us something to talk about for a year anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, you already talk about it and it doesn't even happen.
Yeah. See?
You like that post, though, that anchor pull. That's a good feature to have on a kayak.
How about I let the weather get a little warmer because the water temperature is still in the 60s? I mean, you know.
Yeah.
I need to find a different place in the creek to launch my kayak, though, because where I launch, it's deep enough to paddle for about 10 yards, and then it gets too shallow, and I have to get out and wade for a while and then get back in. And that's kind of a pain. But especially when I'm coming back, it's a pain because it's too shallow to paddle. And then, don't work.
Maybe you got too much weight inside your kayak.
That too. I know that.
Yeah, right.
when I get in my kayak by myself, there's way too much weight in it.
I believe that too.
Stop
I
it.
didn't want to be the bearer of bad news, but
I was scared the other day when I actually looked at it because it has the little tag on there and it said 200 pounds max weight. Well, I'm 260, and then I have my poles and my gear.
Well, Modog, that's what I thought you were doing in your garage. You were cutting 2 kayaks into one. You were melting all the plastic.
What is wrong with you? No.
No.
Actually, I went and
what he
ordered.
was
I just went
doing
and ordered
because-
2 more kayaks so I could have those outriggers.
Next to each other, you can stand up and put a platform on it and take your kayaks out with a platform.
Oh, just get
Modog bought 2 of them and put one under it, but it's when he sits in it, it just looks like one.
I wonder what all those bungee cords were for.
Oh my god! I don't have any bungee cords.
That's why it's so unstable. You got all that air underwater trying to come up, and it just, yeah.
Why do I subject myself to this? I mean, I ain't lying.
It's got to be the red hair.
Sometimes I get to where there's days when the wind comes up, it feels like it's going to tip it over, but that thing won't go over. It's actually a sit and stand. So I mean,
What do you got?
it's a Shadowcaster 12.3, 12'3", and then
Is
it's
that Shadowcaster, Modog?
made by Field and Stream.
Field and Stream makes it. Okay. I seen
But
it.
they don't make that one anymore. They have another one. I can't remember what it's called, but it's the same thing.
I really like that kayak that Angling Spiders reviewed from Costco. Did you ever see that Pelican kayak? That looks really good for a kayak, and it wasn't that expensive. I have like 3 or 4 kayaks up in my lake that my kids and all that go on, but it's the sit on top one. You know what I mean? So
Hi, Susie.
I don't know if I prefer a sit on top or a sit in. I guess a sit in, it would be around you, so you wouldn't have as much room as a sit on top. Is that true?
I mean, it's the sit in is you're sitting down. I mean, have you ever been in a sit in?
I was on my sit on. I was never in a sit in.
Yeah. So when you're sitting on the sit on, you're up on top, but when you're in a sit in, you're actually sitting in the water. You guys realize that, right? Like when you sit in it, you go down. I mean, you don't touch the water, but you're underwater. Your body's underwater.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Mine is sit on top.
Are they,
those are the ones I like. But Crystal, I just bought her one for Christmas or her birthday. I don't remember which one. No, her birthday's coming up, so Christmas. I just bought her a kayak to sit in because that's what she wanted.
Yeah.
Let me see if I have a picture of my kayak.
Is it more stable, Modog, the sit-in ones than the sit-on top?
Sit-in ones are super stable.
Okay.
Super stable. The sit-on-top ones are super stable, too, unless you get I think they're called the Dolphin or something from Walmart.
Sun Dolphin or something like that.
Yeah, the Sun Dolphin. If you get one of those, and it's like the 10-foot for someone like me, that would be way too unstable. And I had one, and it was just wonky. So.
Yeah. And then I looked at some of those ones, those Hobies and stuff. Man, they're like $3,000, $5,000. I'm like, I ain't spending that. I'll wait and put a down payment on a new boat before I spend it on a kayak that much.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Sorry
They
if you
come
can
in
hear
different
that.
widths,
That's a new puppy.
Modog?
What's that?
Are the widths always about the same? Are they coming wider and narrower, or is it?
No, that one there is I want to say 3 foot wide, and then they made them wider. You know how a canoe goes out in the middle? So Field and Stream's all about their canoes. So now they have the wide ones, this one was outdated in 2016 or 2017 is when I got it. So I've had it that long, but they quit making them. That was the last year they made the Shadowcaster. So now they have a different one, and it's wider. Have you guys seen the one at Bass Pro Shop that's only like 9 foot long? But it's like you can stand in it. They show this huge guy at Bass Pro Shop on the screen right there where you can get these things. I can't remember what they're called, but they're only 9 foot long with a flat back and a kayak front end where you can put a motor on the back of it. And he's standing in this thing and moving around, and it doesn't even move in the water. And it's not even close to being as wide or as long as mine.
Now that Joe from Live to Fish, he uses a really neat boat. I can't remember what they call it, but it was like, I can't remember what he said. It's not a kayak and it's not a skiff. It's like in between both of them. Really neat. and he uses that. But my problem is I call it yak back. I sit in it so long, and then I can't even get out of them. Sometimes I sit up and my back hurts. So I don't really like sitting on a kayak and fishing all day. I'd need a standing kayak, something to stand up, and that's what I'm used to, flipping and doing all that. I don't like sitting down and fishing. That's just me, though.
This dog is going to be the death of me.
I'm going to try to share a screen
Sophie.
here if I can. I'm gonna keep looking. Go ahead, keep talking. I'll try to find this kayak.
Mona, is that your wife in the background yelling at you?
Yeah, I got her chained up. No, our new dog. It's my wife's new anniversary present, but yeah.
When's your anniversary?
On the 6th, and her birthday is the 26th
6th of March?
of April.
Oh, of April.
Yeah, being that we're in April.
Well, I didn't know when you got the dog.
No. That's brand new. So, Ken, I don't use 13 fishing anything.
I use 13 fishing. I use it as structure on the bottom of the lake. I threw the reel in the water.
Is that why you threw it in the water? You don't want to fish in that spot anymore, right? Because I'm pretty sure the fish don't want to go there either.
My daughter, every time I bought her a brand new rod, it was a Mojo bass rod, really nice rod. It was for Senko fishing, wacky style rod. And I bought her, I'm like, I'm going to get her something different, and it looked really nice. It was the 13 fishing reel, but she had trouble. Every time she would reel, the thing wouldn't wrap around the spool. It would wrap around the outside of the reel. And it did that every time she fished. So I talked to Joe from Parabellum who has them, and he got that reel just for that reason, to see if it does that, because he's heard the same thing. So every time she went out and fish, she would be all mad. It would be in a knot. I'd have to rip line off of it, cut it. After 2 times of doing it, I'd need to put new line on it because I took too much line off. So one day we're in the boat and we're fishing, and I'm not even looking at my daughter, and I see her over there playing with her reel again. And I'm looking, and she goes, "Dad, it did it again." So I said, "Okay, give me it. Switch me rods." So I start flicking it out there, and I'm reeling, and what do you know? It's wrapping her, and I'm watching it do it. I'm like, how is this doing this? So I said, "Here." So I put it back, and I gave it to her. She did it again. It did it again. So I said, "You know what? I'm done." I grabbed it, and I unscrewed it, and I'm looking. She's looking at me like I'm going to fix it. And I grabbed it, and I cut the line, and I went, boom, and I whipped it in the water, and she goes, "Ah, why'd you do? That's a brand new reel." I said, "That's where it needs to be, right at the bottom of the lake. We'll mark that spot and come back and drop shot it later." And I was done with it. And I went and bought her a Sedona, a Shimano Sedona, and she ain't ever had trouble. So
He said, "I didn't mean brand. I was poking fun how many rods you carry." Right?
Oh,
Right? That's because I just don't want to tie. And now, I mean, even though I know that retying is what I need to do anyway, so it doesn't matter if I only take one rod. I can just go out there and retie on what I need. I still find myself going to the truck and picking one out and going, "Okay, I'm going to take this one today." But the line, I just retied that one, so I'll just have to take that one too. Oh man, but then I'll have to cut this one off of here anyway and take it. So why not just take the rod with that on it already? And then here I am, another 6 rods still in the kayak. So I don't know what to do.
it's like a disease, ain't it?
I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I just can't. I can't.
I'm like, "Oh, I need this one," but if they're not hitting on that, I need this one. If they're not hitting on that,
Right.
I need. Then my whole boat's filled up, and then I'm stepping over rods when I'm fishing.
Oh, I got to get this thing.
That's funny, Mother Dog. You bought that for your wife, but she's always at working, and you're at home with the dog, so you're going.
That's what I said.
You're going through the torture of watching the dog. That's a cool dog.
You're just lonely, that's all.
Yeah.
I can't even find a picture of my kayak. And I'm way behind in the chat, I'm sure. Hey,
They're
Central
not
Valley.
talking. They're not saying anything.
Not much, but
Central Valley Adventures is in here.
Hey, Central Valley, what's up?
Oh, it's
Alicia says the low number
Malibu,
one's-
Marcia.
She must be talking about me.
who's talking about you, Steve?
Alicia Barnett says, "Hey, number one,
Water
Steven." So
towel.
guess
I
that's
was
me.
done with it. I was sick of playing with the reel, so I just whipped it in the water. My daughter almost cried. She's like, "Dad," I was like, "Don't worry, we ain't ever gonna have a problem with that again."
Just throw it in the lake.
Did you ever see that TikTok video where that guy says how to get out of knot, how to get out of bird's nest, and he throws it and a bird's nest comes up and he's acting like he's gonna fix it and he just grabs the whole rod and throws it in the water. And he
No,
picks
did you see
another
the
one.
did you see the TikTok of the guy that goes, "This is what my wife thinks I should do when I get a phone call from her." So he's fishing, he gets a phone call and he reaches over and drops his pole in the water and takes the phone call.
That's
Stop
funny.
doing what you're doing to answer my phone call.
I see that a lot, and I also see a lot of people that throw their pliers in the water instead of the fish. They take the hook out of the fish and they throw their pliers in the water and they're holding the fish.
Why would people do that?
I don't know. I guess it's just habit. I don't know. I always take the hook and throw the fish in, so I guess they're not used to having the pliers because people that don't use pliers all the time. I always pull it out with my finger, throw the hook in the water, and then throw the fish in. So maybe they're doing that with the pliers, throw the hook in the water and throw the fish in. I don't know, but I think
but you can't use a quick clip on something that you're throwing in grass because those things will bend super easy, especially if you're like throwing a jig in grass. You can't use a quick clip. You can't throw a spinnerbait on a quick clip if it has the swivel part on it because it'll just sit there and spin underwater. You can't throw one on a crankbait because while you're bouncing it off the bottom, it'll bend those clips. Those clips aren't made for, they're made for one thing, and that's bringing a fish in.
Yeah, that those swivels and stuff like that, I always cut them off. Like when people use them, I'm like, cut that thing off because then they always bring it in. There's always something stuck to it. They get hung up on it. I just don't like the swivels. I'd rather just tie the knot to the lure and be done with it.
Yeah.
That's just
Well, now I lost another $19.99 chatterbait the other day, so
that hurts.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, them chatterbaits aren't cheap.
Well, I can't find a picture of a kayak to save my life. I was going to show mine, but I guess not.
What's the make of it?
Lifetime.
Okay, Costco.
Yeah, Costco has those. Is that where you got it?
No, I got it from Dick's, I think.
Okay, well, Costco makes
Dick's
one.
Or Big Five. It might have been, I think it was Big Five.
Yeah.
You can't get down.
So, Earl, you caught a bunch of fish yesterday. What bait were you using?
You didn't see my reply to that comment that you made. You can tell exactly what bait he's using. I don't know why you asked, just to get your name out there. So I was like, "Oh, hey, Ted, I went out and tried to do your video with just your baits. I didn't catch a fish in 2 hours. I went and got a blade of grass and put it on there and caught 10 right away. So what's that?
I didn't see
it. I was using the Blue Pearl.
Nice.
It's a good-looking lure, too.
Nice. Yeah, that was
So let me tell you how good Ted's baits are. I caught about 2 or 3 of those fish, and then one of the fish took the worm off the hook, completely off the hook, and got away. So it ate the bait, didn't get hooked. I put a new one on, and I caught the rest of the fish that day on that next bait. And I still have it on the rod right now.
Yeah,
That's
I saw
good.
the picture.
But let me get it. It's beat up. Let me get it.
Yeah.
Modog and his dog have the same hair. Kind of. Look at her little ears.
You just need to grow some hair on your ears.
I know. I mean, But I'm so I told Crystal a little while ago, right before I got on here, I was like, man, I'm like, I got the jitters right now. And she said, what's the matter with you? I said, I haven't been fishing in a couple days. I'm getting all jittery. I need to go fishing.
It used to be a 4-inch.
Yeah, you
That'll
cut the top off, didn't you?
Now it's about a 3.5 inch.
Mm-hmm.
Hi.
But
Yeah, I like that color a lot. That catches a lot of fish.
that's what I caught all of them on.
Yeah. It looks like a bluegill in the water. That's what it's supposed
Yeah,
to
it did. It actually did. when I was pulling it in one time, I looked at that and I was like, wow, that does look like a bluegill.
I just feel the love from everybody in this room.
You should. We all love your hat.
When Sandy Toe starts getting in on it, it's just getting good.
So wait, maybe I should just do this and leave it sitting here, and you guys can just talk to the hat.
Sandy Toast just put a video out.
Yeah, I just saw it.
Slow morning fishing. I don't know how you guys multitask on. Well, my computer, my new one that Crystal just ordered me is probably going to be way better than this. I'm running on 8 gigs, 32 gigabyte of storage, which
Big
really
Skip.
is horrible.
Hey, Big Skip.
Hi, I'm the
Sorry,
boring
I haven't seen
fisherman.
you in a
I'm
while.
Bodog's
I
friend.
fished the other night.
We are friends. Hi,
Sandy
I'm
Toast
Ken,
put out
the boring
video.
fisherman, and I'm Modog's friend.
Did you see that short that I did with his sticker?
I didn't.
You need to go watch it.
Did you? Were you in my live the other day when I was when
Yeah,
I
I was.
impersonated him?
Yeah.
That was so good.
Who, Big Skip?
Let me go find that. Nah, I'll play it on here.
No, Ken, the boring fisherman. I did a skit. I did a little
yeah,
thing of being him.
that
Yeah, it was
one.
great,
I
man.
saw it.
It
I
was
saw
great.
it.
When listen, my mom's here, right? You guys saw that on my live the other day. My mom's here. So when I opened that mail and it had his sticker in it, she said, "Oh, I want to see it." So I turned it around and showed it to her. She goes, "Wow, that's pretty plain and boring." I was like, "Well, yeah, he's the boring fisherman. What'd you want it to be?" I was like,
Okay,
"Dang,
here.
tell us how you really feel."
Here you go, Modog.
Yeah, let me see. I don't know if I saw it. Oh, yeah, I saw it.
Got another sticker. The boring fisherman. Hi, I'm Ken, the boring fisherman.
Hi, I'm Ken, the boring
Good
fisherman.
impersonation.
Did you see his video that he did with that? That was so funny because he's like in his truck driving and he's like, "Hi, I'm Ken, the boring fisherman. I don't know why I tell you guys that all the time." I was like, "Man, that's the best part of whenever we see you come up with a video. We know that at the beginning you're gonna let us know who you are." It was so funny. He's great. I mean, you guys get to see him all the time because you live over there.
I've only ever seen him once.
Well, you need to hang out with that man even more.
Oh, I know I do. I'm gonna go up there and go jetty fishing with him here sometime, but
Well, you invited him fishing when we went perch fishing, didn't you?
yeah, it didn't suit him that day.
I think that was
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get together. I mean, we're close enough that we'll get together sometime. And do
What's up, J.A.?
Yeah, but wasn't that
Not much.
back when you were always going out and getting stuck out in the water? I wouldn't have wanted to go fishing with you then either.
No,
I got
when
to
did
meet
I ever
Jimmy
get stuck
Houston.
out in the water?
I'm kidding.
See you, Marcia.
Are you guys done in there? Can you all play with this puppy?
Nice puppy though.
Did you put lots of ice in it?
Can you say hi?
Put lots of ice in it. That might freeze it.
I don't know where the puppy is, Trinity. Trinity.
Hi, Trinity. I got her going.
Right here. You want her to get down?
Yeah.
Why? You're just going to scream when she tries to bite your feet. You guys want to hear this? Watch. It's funny. Go get her. That puppy's really cute.
Big
Can you
Skip
take her outside?
to be a mod too. That way you can go add everybody's channels. I think everybody in here is a mod.
Yeah, Ted, you haven't do a boring and fisherman yet.
What's that?
You haven't done the boring fisherman.
No, he won in my live yesterday. He won a prize, and then his wife won a prize. So I got the 2-for-1 deal. I could send both prizes to him, and that saves me on shipping.
Ted, he says he hasn't heard you do a boring impression yet.
No, I don't know if I'm going to do that. I don't like to imitate people too much.
You want to imitate people? Just make fun of us.
That's what I do best is imitation.
Just maybe
I'm
in
making fun of it.
the future when nobody's expecting it or something.
Hi, I'm Jay.
Hey,
I don't ever talk on lives.
ever.
What?
Hey, but speaking of Jay, did you guys see his Instagram where he went to the Bass convention thing and he got to meet
I'm not going to do it boring.
Edward Everson? It's Everson's, right? And then he met
Edwin
Edwin Everson.
Edward Evers.
And
Jimmy Houston and Big
Jimmy
Al.
Houston.
Yeah, I don't follow him on Instagram. He follows me, but I don't follow him.
He asked them his question. So there's this one part of this in there where he's actually getting to talk to Jimmy Houston. Jimmy Houston's up on stage, right? And he said he wanted questions. So
I
what
got
does
a
he
hug
do?
from him.
He walks up to the microphone and he said, "So, what rod or what pole do you like to use best?" And Jimmy Houston's like, "You mean rod and reel? You mean rod and reel, right? We don't call them poles."
I went fishing down in Mexico with Jimmy Houston about 10 years ago.
Nice.
He's a kid. We were there for like 3 days. He did like 3 programs. It was a Mexican lake called Lake Mateos. It hadn't been fished in,
fishing with me.
10, 15 years, they said. And it was an easy 7,500 fish a day per person there.
Oh,
A lot of big fish. Jimmy Houston in person is the same as he is on TV.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly the same. He's a hoot and a ball of laughs. He really is.
So, Steve, did I tell you that Eric the fish nerd from Springfield or wherever was telling me that the lake here has walleye in it?
Oh, lake
It's-
where?
Down here by Dexter. It's just like maybe an hour from my house. I didn't even know it. I didn't know there was walleye that close. But they went out the other weekend and caught 2 great big ones.
Sandy, you keep everything separate from your fishing except for catching. Oh, wait, no, you don't do that either.
I've got a bunch of walleye gear.
I'd love to
God.
go for walleye.
So I met one of the Fox Pro fur takers too.
Whatever you take, and your room is not.
Jeez, Linda.
I'll do Kyle.
Couldn't even walk in there.
Dark Dirty Outdoors.
Kyle.
Kyle here. Dark Dirty Outdoors.
Get out.
What is that?
Kyle's my buddy, though. I can't wait to fish for muskie with him this year. How's that, Kyle?
Are you going? You going to meet him?
Yeah, we're gonna go down to Ohio. We'll probably go to Piedmont Lake or something.
Yeah. He's
How
not
far away
that
do you guys
far
live
from
from
you.
each other?
Nah,
No,
what's
no
that?
problem.
How far away do you live from each other?
I'm gonna say 2 hours.
Did you catch that or did Scott catch that, Sandy?
Yeah, Grits and Glamour said imitate me. Modog can do that.
Oh, I can do that one.
I'm just kidding.
You can do.
What's up, guys?
Hey, hey, guys. Hey, that guy wants
Hey,
to
Matt
come up
R.
here. Let him up. Let him up. Let him up. Hold on. Break. Not everybody up here can talk at the same time, people. Break.
Just listen to me.
So, hey, what are we going to talk about now? What are we talking about
Matt, let's go walleye fishing. I want to go walleye fishing.
Come
now?
up
That
here
was
to
Brit.
Erie and go walleye fishing.
No, Matt in the chat here. That rhyme. But he's
Oh, yeah?
saying he's only about 20 minutes from Lookout Lake.
Grits said not even
He said
close.
not even close. So I don't know. I think that might be a fakey fish you caught there, Sandy Toes. I'm just saying.
I felt bad the other day. She did
This
it
is what she sent me. Look,
with my baits.
Wow.
That's
What is
fake.
that?
it's a giant bass.
That's one of them body
fake.
pillows.
Yeah, I
That is
don't
a
think,
stuffed-
I don't
that is
think
a
you caught
stuffed-
that one.
And
That's a giant bass right there. That's
Look
like
how
an 8.
serious she is, though.
Catch
she
it
That's
doesn't
an
have a
8.3.
smile on her face.
That's an 8.3.
Hold it
That's
closer.
an 8. That's an 8-pound, 3-ounce bass right there.
Did you guys see Lindia's from Small Water Charters and John's fish I posted on my community page today?
I haven't seen that
They
yet.
were pigs.
Hey, Matt.
Here's a better picture of it.
Hey, Matt.
Nice.
Email me. My email is in the about page on my channel, or I can just type it in the chat too. I'll just
Dude.
type it in the chat here. I'd be down to go for a walleye for sure.
Those paddle tails would work good for them walleye too.
Yeah, I think too they would.
I'll have to make you some up for walleye. If you're gonna
So Eric the fish nerd caught one. Let me see. I got a picture of it. Let's see.
Hey Steve, do you still have a bass boat or no?
Sold it.
Did you sell it?
Well, when I moved to Wyoming, I sold it, but then I bought a Lund. I
Yeah,
had a 17-foot Lund here, and with the weather the way it is, I couldn't really fish much here, so I sold it and bought the boat in Oregon.
gotcha.
How about that for a walleye?
Yeah, that's nice.
That's a toad.
They caught 2 that day, and they said they usually catch a lot more than that, but they don't catch that bigger ones usually. But he caught one on a I think it was 8-pound test. One of those big ones like that, and he got it in the boat.
Wow. I have a really good story about a walleye up at Lake Chautauqua in New York. I was fishing for muskie. I was using an 8-inch Jake, big, it was like a shad colored white with the dot on it. It was 8 or 10 inches, I can't remember. And I was throwing it, and I end up catching a walleye like right at the boat. I thought it was a muskie, and it come up, and it was like 36-inch walleye. It was like 9 or 10 pounds. It was enormous. So I put it in my live well, and it was like bent in half in my live well because the musky lure just tore it apart. If I let it go, it was just dying anyway. So I figured I'd give it to somebody to eat, or I'll eat it, or whatever. So I pull into the dock with my buddy, and we pull in, and we're getting the boat ready to get loaded up on the trailer. And this guy is coming into the dock, and he has like a tiller motor, and he's coming in, but he is flying. And I'm like, that guy's going too fast to be docking. Well, he came straight full bore and slammed into the dock with his boat, and it knocked wood off of the dock. And he just got out of the boat and tied it up and walked past me like nothing ever happened. And I was almost ready to jump out of the way. That's how fast he was coming in. And I thought my boat was getting trapped. And he come in, and all this wood went flying. Like the sides of the dock fell off, and everything in his boat just went to the front of the boat. Well, he just gets up and walks right past me like nothing ever happened, like he docked it perfect. Walked past me, and I told my buddy, I'm giving him that walleye. So I went in and pulled the walleye out, and he come walking back down. I'm like, hey, excuse me, sir. And he didn't say nothing. He's like, yeah. I said, you want a walleye? And he's like, sure. And I pulled it out. He's like, oh, my God, that's the biggest walleye I ever seen. He goes, yeah, I'll take it, buddy. Thanks. His name was Chuck. And I don't know whatever came of that, but he smashed into that dock like I never.
You didn't ask him why he smacked the dock?
I didn't even want to ask
his
him.
name's
I
Chuck.
don't care. I was just like,
That's
And
why
that was-
his name's
we
Chuck.
talked about that for 2 weeks. I was like, I can't believe I saw that, but I'm glad my buddy was there to see it with me because nobody would have believed me. He came full bore into that dock and hit it almost head on and trashed the dock and just acted like nothing happened.
Hey, Earl,
What?
look at
You have way too much time on your hands.
Yeah.
Is
Hey,
that
Tyler,
LI
welcome
fishing?
in. Appreciate you being here. Tyler, if you guys don't have Tyler Goes Fishing, you should. He's
Yeah,
doing
you
a
got
bunch
the
of
channel.
shad fishing right now and nailing them pretty good. So, yeah.
That should be your new sticker.
that. Right?
Oh,
You know, if you guys want to go to a good walleye lake, there's one up in Canada in Saskatchewan called Last Mountain Lake.
Mhm.
Man,
Nice.
you go in August there and fishing 30 feet of water, pulling a harness and a night crawler,
Yeah.
you'll catch a 10-pounder. I can guarantee it.
See, I went on to my buddies have like charters and stuff, and they have like boats for Lake Erie. You know, they go up there, they have their downriggers. It's sort of like, I guess, your guys' boats down there. And I went out multiple times with them because I used to have a place up in New York, and all the Florida people would come up there in the summer and fish for walleye all year. And then when it got cold, they went back to Florida. So I was in a campground up there, and they all were walleye fishermen. I was like the only bass and muskie fisherman there. But I would go down to their campfires and stuff, or their filleting and stuff. They always wanted me to go walleye fishing with them. So I'd go out with them every once in a while. And I just couldn't get, I mean, it was great catching the big walleye, but I couldn't get into with the downriggers or with the planer boards and trolling for them and catching them.
No, we didn't do that. We just used bottom bouncers.
So now you're holding the rod and everything. When we were dragging bait, it was really boring to me to do that. And I don't like trolling for muskie either, but I will every once in a while. But when you drag them walleye in, it's like bringing in just a piece of wood, man. There was no fight to them at all because they get tore up from getting caught when you're trolling. They just get all busted up and end up coming to the top. So there was really no fight in them. You know what I mean?
I'm Ken, boring fisherman, and I catch bass off the docks.
I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah, you know, there's some huge pike up there too. I caught a 50 and 1/2 inch pike
Oh, wow.
one time on a swim bait, just casting the bank around
Yeah.
boils. We caught a lot of big fish, you know, a lot of 40 inch, 45s.
Now, when I caught the
Yeah.
walleye on my muskie bait, it was a fight, you know what I mean? But when you're dragging them baits and they catch them, sometimes you don't even know there's a walleye on them, you know,
Yeah.
unless they're big enough. But yeah, I don't really get into the trolling aspect of the walleye now. I'll fish, you know, with, like you said, throwing lures or something. But because I've caught some big walleye on muskie baits and spinner baits and stuff for bass that I thought were big bass. But
I know where that is, Grits.
Moses Lake and Eastern West.
That's over here for tomorrow.
My in-laws used to live there on that lake. My father-in-law was the chief of operations for the Grand Coulee Dam.
Oh,
right
yeah.
there. Yeah, he did that for quite a number of years. Hey, I see Lawrence Martin's in here. Edward.
Who?
Lawrence
Oh,
Martin's
yeah.
in here.
Yeah, I've been chatting with him.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
I've been
I
chatting
mean,
with
I
Ted.
know you're slow, but you're old,
Well, me and Steve's been talking about interesting things.
like Lawrence.
Lawrence. So I got to tell you guys, before I left to come back to Wyoming, and this is probably 3 weeks ago, I was out fishing with Lawrence. You guys don't know who he is, but I had 2 cameras going. There was 4 people in the boat. Was there 5? 4 people. We caught so many doggone fish with 2 cameras going. I don't know how to edit this thing. It'd be 10 hours long. So the first time I've ever done this, it's like, okay, fish. I don't know how else to do this. And finally, I just said, I can't do this.
Maybe break it down into like a 2 or 3 part video.
Well,
Yeah,
I guess
you have the time, Steve. I mean, you're not fishing for the next how long?
Break it down into like how many fish you think you caught.
Boy, I don't know. We threw so many back. You know, Ed's on here. He just called me old, and I was trying to be a nice guy to him. You know? I don't know. I'd say between all of us, 60 or 70.
Break it down into like 20s or something. Put 20 fish on a video or something, and just break it down into 3 part 1, 2, and 3, or 4, whatever you know you can fit in. But I'd break it down into a series and make it a series.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to start doing on mine. You know how I do my
That's a pretty good idea. I never
full
thought of that.
episodes, just break them up into pieces so that it's
If I
not.
do it my, if I have multiple catches on a weekend and I do a video, and I'm at my lake house and I fish all weekend, I try to put that into either a 2-part. It depends how many fish you catch. If you catch 5 fish all weekend, then that's 1 video. But I mean, if you're doing good and you're catching multiple fish all weekend, then break it down into parts. And then that's why I have like the hunting series, the fishing series, cooking. I broke everything down into series so I can throw my videos into whatever series I want to put them in. And then part 1,
I
2.
wish I would have talked to you earlier about that. So I got about 3/4 of the video done right now, and it's been hours and hours.
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
you
the
can
worst
break
part.
up.
That would actually help your channel out too, because you'd have more content consistently.
Yeah, and
Yeah, that's the problem with being here, because it's so, there's nothing really to do outside because the wind and weather is, we're going to get snow tomorrow now.
well, there you go.
So-
Then you can make a series now. You could just
Yeah,
break it down like I would do that. Break it down into so many fish or something, and then just right now, if you have it 3/4 of the way, just go back and cut it,
They're
and then
in
with the
Oregon.
cut, make
He's
your
in
endings
Wyoming.
in the
He's in
cuts.
Pennsylvania.
Go
He's
in.
in
You
Missouri.
got the
That's true.
beginning, obviously, so that'll be the beginning of your first video. Go through
Yeah.
that so far, and then just make an ending, and then you can even do like a voiceover or something on them and explain it instead of
I think I'm going to have to do that. That's what I was going to do mostly this one, just some light background music and a voiceover is what I was
do a
going to do.
voiceover.
Yeah.
With that.
But Lawrence, he didn't catch many fish anyway, so it really didn't matter on his
You
side.
can say that, and you can say that in your voiceover. Yeah, this
Hey,
guy didn't
Tina.
catch much today. I caught him.
Welcome in, Tina.
Yeah, you can have
No
fun,
doubt.
Steve. Definitely.
Yeah. Oh, good idea,
So-
Ted. I like that.
I
Yeah.
didn't put it on Instagram, but I got a free shirt from Lunker Hunt Lures and a decal from them. And then I bought one of their spiders, so I'm hoping to do topwater spider fishing this fall.
Ugh, I can't do it.
You don't like
You ever
spiders?
seen their hunt for spiders? Ugh,
They're huge.
they're grody looking.
My kids throw them all the time because they like them. They throw them all the time.
The guys at the Lunker Hunt booth were like really nice. They gave me a free shirt, so
Cool.
Yeah, nice.
Thanks, Ken. Appreciate you.
I don't get many free things.
I'm really regretting not taking my GoPro.
Yeah, that would have been a cool video. You could have did a little video of it all.
Yeah.
Hey, Ted, you're supposed to send me a sticker. I never
Yeah.
got it.
I think I sent it out this week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think I gave you two.
The tarantulas in
Gave
my
you the
mouth.
big one and the small one.
Okay. Great. Yeah, I need some more stickers.
That's the guy who drinks homemade wine every night, so I won't trust him.
Who's that?
Crawl, Krill,
Oh.
Florida.
Crawl.
Correct, Florida.
Did you see Krill Chupacabra video?
The what?
The Chupacabra video.
What's that?
I don't know, some vampire dog or whatever in Florida. He did a video. He did
No,
a
I don't
video. He did a video. It was in,
It's a
it's
Mexican
in his house.
myth.
It's in his house. It's on his Ring camera. He videoed it. Check it out. It's pretty crazy. I pinpointed it right away, though. It's just a hairless raccoon.
Yeah, Creel, I sent you my email today.
Lawrence says you should give him a free shirt, Steve.
Well, let me take this one off right here then. I don't have any stuff like that, Lawrence.
I don't have
I
it.
let you go fishing with me. I thought that was enough.
Steve, you should get one with my face on it. People would buy it then.
All right, thanks, Skip. Yeah, I never got Big Skips, but thank you for resending them because I never got any stickers from Big Skip yet. Appreciate that.
I never got mine, Big Skip. I've been waiting.
I'm out of coffee and
Modo,
water.
you got to get a board up, dude. You should go buy a board this week and put it up. I'm telling you.
I'm putting all the stickers.
My week's taken. Did I not tell you that I'm not going fishing? Do you know why? Because like my birthday lasts the whole month. How long do you think the anniversary lasts? Phew.
Yeah.
I'll be surprised if I get to go fishing another day in this year. I'm just kidding.
Well, you're going to babysit your
Keep
new
your
dog.
channel going.
I
At
know,
least.
right?
Keep your channel going. At least do some shorts or something to keep posting. Anyway.
That's what I'm going to do just for you. Every day I'm going to take a picture of my shorts and stick them up there on my channel.
Oh, Earl, my sister got one of your stickers you sent me.
And you got none or what?
Girl.
I got one.
Yeah. That's fine.
Matt,
Sure you
Matt
just
R
missed
says, Steve, tell Ted to give me the other sticker for your page.
I'm gonna put all the stickers on my kayak.
Lawrence said we should make a T-shirt with Little Earl on it.
Okay, I got to tell you this now too. I cut this out of the video that I'm doing. You guys don't know Lawrence Martin. His name's really Ed. Okay,
You're right.
and
Sandy.
he just met Earl, and him and Earl hit it off, and they both kind of like this at each other. You know how you do, like Earl does. So we're out fishing, and Lawrence or Ed catches this little bitty fish about 6 inches. Okay, 6 inches, and so he hooks his fish and he catches it. And he throws it back down there, and he hooks another fish, and they're lean cod, So he catches this next fish, and this other guy we're with says, "Man, you've had that fish on there for a long time. It's gonna be like a pet to you." And he goes like this. Ed says, "Yeah, and I'm gonna name it Earl." So he was the butt of the jokes. Earl, his little fish. He caught like 6 or 7 fish on this little thing. Oh, there goes Earl again. Earl's taking off.
It was the stink bait.
Stink bait. Yeah, that's what it was. I guess you had to have been there. We explained that to our wives. They didn't think it was that funny, but
Lawrence said that's not how it is. Evidently. I mean, he said no.
oh, yeah, he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Modog, is
Uh,
that your like new hair?
yeah.
I'm not yelling Dark 30. I don't know what you're talking about.
Do we notice any price increase in bait or fishing gear?
I haven't bought any lately. I've been winning all mine from Ted and Modog and
Pet
everybody
Earl.
else.
Yeah, no, I haven't bought anything since last year, so I really haven't noticed any difference right now.
Yeah. I don't know. I get boxes. I got a new box the other day. I ordered one of where the hell did I put that? I ordered one of the monster or the bass finder boxes from SFA's thing. Have you guys ever had one of these or seen one get open?
I know what they
What?
are.
The bass finder box.
Not one of those.
Yeah.
No,
They're
look.
the newer
Okay,
brand.
well, let me show you something real quick. Hold on. So
Well,
this is my box that I got from Mystery Tackle Box, right? This is
Yeah.
the Elite. This is one of
Yeah.
the top ones.
Yeah.
Here's what I got in it. Right?
Nah.
Look, I can actually probably put my hand in there. Okay. Watch this. Same amount for this box. I can't even dump it because I can't put my hand in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're so full. I've got over 15 pieces of lures in here.
That's cool. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really do the boxes or the mystery boxes for me because I'm set on like certain lures that I use all the time. And I'd rather go out and buy a couple of the lures that I use instead of buying them and using 1 or 2 lures out of the box. But for YouTube purposes, it would be okay to do that. And then if you don't use the lures, you can do giveaways with the lures. You know what I mean? So you can win both ways with them. But I never got into the mystery boxes or nothing like that. Like buying them, you know what I mean? Because I bought one a long time ago at Walmart, and I got it. And I didn't even think I used the lure out of it. I was like, yeah, there's nothing in here that really excites me. I could have spent the $20 on a chatterbait or something that I would use. You know what I mean?
Someone watching coyote hunting.
Sorry, I just read this. Good looking honky.
Can you
I
still
mean-
see it?
I can see it on the
Or the
The
Dark
freaking-
Film Star on vacation.
that is just so funny how they have that much time on their hands to come in somebody's live and put that up. Just, I mean, how much time do you?
Or the Dark Film Star. Is that? I don't even know if I. That's pretty good, actually. Next time I come into your live, or I'm going to say that I'm an old adult film star.
Why is he still in here? I thought
I
I
don't know.
recorded.
I don't know who just farted. I don't know who just farted, buddy.
That noise has been going all night. I don't know who. It's one of you
It's
guys.
whenever one of you guys talk, it goes boom, but it's not a fart. It's just your the way your
Did you
mic
take?
starts.
I don't know.
No, it sounds like a rabbit. Is that your dog, Modog?
My dog, yeah.
It sounds like coyote hunting, where they're doing the rabbit in distress.
Oh, no, that's just the dog over there in the cage, and she's really mad at me for putting her in there. She peed on the floor.
Yeah, that's the dog in distress from the kids.
Kids are running around over there, and
Again.
them, so she wants out.
Ted, was that you?
The farted.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard it. I've been
That-
hearing
that-
it all evening.
I got it. I got it on vibrate mode, so you'll be hearing farting all night. I get all my fish brain notices are coming up and vibrating on the table. So yeah, I'll say excuse me every time.
Alicia said some kid had a lot or a little too much fun.
Yeah, I'll get Matt Russell one. Ed.
Ed, you and me and Matt need to go up there and troll for walleye this weekend. That's what we need to do since we can't get out on the ocean.
Well,
Hey,
so
take
one
this
day I
boat.
was out. One day I was.
Trinity's fine.
Why would you take my wrench, Sandy? To take Ted's wrench,
She
So I
can't
can tie
take
him
Ted's wrench.
huh?
She can't take Ted's wrench.
No, she said you can take my wrench so she could time me out when I fart.
So I can time him out when he parks.
So Strong's Adventure says just showing up for a few minutes. I have to be up for work at 4 a.m,
Well, you can't take her in there.
and so on and so forth.
Wish I could go fishing it for you. No kidding.
Yeah, no kidding.
So is this nonsense I hear true that they did away with daylight savings and now fall is going to be exactly like this right here, and the sun won't actually come up until 10 o'clock, but I'll be able to fish until 11 in the evening?
I don't think it
I
passed.
don't know. I'm hearing thunder. I'm hearing thunder out here, and we hardly ever get thunder.
Oh,
It passed.
a
Their
film.
roll.
I got you.
Yeah.
Oh, Ted.
Yes.
So I tried
Yeah,
your
you can
bait.
have gummies.
Yeah.
You can have gummies.
Those are a little too soft.
Little too wet.
Casted, they're a little too soft. I cast it and it ripped off.
How'd you cast?
Huh?
You
What
cast
did you say?
the baits off?
Yeah, like
That's
the first
good.
time I put it on.
Give it those.
Which one? What baits?
I want them.
Not here, but the emo dog.
The wacky rig
Did you hook it?
one.
Did you use the O-ring or did you hook it through the bait?
I hooked it.
Yeah, well, that's probably why. Those wacky
I
rigs,
hooked it through the
really
bait.
soft, so you get the action. You got to use that O-ring. But you can rig them like a weedless through the tip of it. And
Okay.
it would probably help. You don't have to go wacky style with them if they're that soft, and you're ripping them when you're throwing them. Just rig them weedless through the tip of it and put the hook back into itself, and then you won't rip them that way. But if you don't want to rip them, use an O-ring.
I used an O-ring on one of your worms the other day. You know what happened to that O-ring? It got taken off the worm, and the worm got taken too. So I lost the O-ring and the worm.
Thank you, Kyle.
Yeah, the O-ring was too big then.
He put crying laughing faces afterwards, so I don't know if he's being serious.
Well, I don't know how it could be too big. It's a wacky wig. Somebody say that word.
You have a wacky wig.
Wacky
It's a
wig.
wacky wig.
A wacky wig worm.
Well, this thing's kind of digressing now.
Yeah,
Wacky wig.
yeah, the wacky rig, the O-rings they sell are pretty big. You
Yeah.
want to use the number 5.
Or maybe your worms are just a little small.
No, they're not small, but you can bash my lures on live.
Number 5.
Modog.
I love
I'm
your
not
worms.
bashing. I'm not bashing Ted's lures. This thing
I love
right
them. I
here,
got so many of them. I can't wait to
that thing
go out.
caught
And
at least
This is I'm talking
9
to
fish on that one.
I'm talking to a guy who I sent a bunch of baits to who lost them for 6 months, And then
I didn't
finally,
lose them for 6 months. I just got them
And
not
then,
even
like,
3 weeks
back
ago.
to my baits now. So I'm like, you know what? I wish he didn't find the lures that he lost.
I know where they are now. They're right here beside me. So
Yeah, Derek, Ed's
Yeah.
been in here for a while. Where you been?
they're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere near my boat. I can tell you that. No, I'm just kidding. I already have the pack of red ones and black
Hey,
squirrels
Chet,
in the boat.
if you want to send me some of those swim bait ones, the paddle tails,
Nope.
I'll use them all
Nope.
summer long.
Nope. How about no?
How about with capital letters N-O? You're used to that.
I'm screaming no, JA. I'm screaming no.
A tough crowd.
Yeah, JA, that's fine. If you want paddle tail, paddle tail.
Oh, I gotta kill this
Boring
dog.
is
Color you
sleeping.
want.
That's
Send
boring.
me Or what color you want.
Hi, I'm the boring.
Oh my God!
I'm
Really?
sleeping.
J.A.?
You want the black with the chartreuse tail?
No. Do you want her?
Here we go. I farted again.
Sure.
I
There you
know.
go.
Can't be listening.
Here, I'll put it on. I'll have to put it on.
Or
something. Let's put it on the little diverter here. So
or just white with, or like the smoky color that you did.
what color did you say? White or like a smoke?
Yeah, or like a smoke.
Right. I'll put a little bit of the saltwater plastic in it so you don't rip them off. I think it's because of your casting myself, but I will make sure I give you some hard baits so you don't rip them. But I like,
give the doggy.
Thanks, Ed.
but really I like to use the softest plastic that I can get, and they do rip fairly easy, but you get a ton of action in them. But for me as a bait maker, I could just throw them in the bottom of the boat and then remelt them down and later. But if you're buying them, I don't want them ripping on you. So you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't you change your hardener anyway? To make them soft?
Well, I have like
Sandy goes, "You men are going out of fan."
five different. I have super soft, medium, ultra medium. I have hard, and I have saltwater. Saltwater is like the hardest you can use, but then you could add hardener to the soft water, and then it's like you're reeling in a piece of wood. It's like there's no action. Like if I did that on a paddle tail, that paddle would hardly even move for you. You know what I mean?
So
Just
boring
do like
fishermen
a
got
medium.
black with chartreuse tails from you, Ted?
No, I
think
just
a
said that
medium.
when you left. You heard it.
Okay.
JA said, "What paddle tails do you want?" When you got up, I said, "Oh, I can give you the black and chartreuse tails."
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Did you see my face? I was like, wait a minute.
No, I seen you get up. That's why I said it when you were getting up to go. And then JA said, "No, white or smoke." And I was hoping he would say, "Yeah, I'll take the chartreuse and black."
I mean, I'll take chartreuse and black too.
No, I'll get some first.
I was reading. I was like, wait a minute. Hold on now.
I was wondering why you came back and you were so red.
Oh, God. Because I don't have any paddle tails. You saw you probably haven't seen the video.
I
'cause the
remember
last video I did was with my
You got about a month. You got about a month before you need them because you're not going fishing for like a month.
I know. I know.
Lawrence says send him some. He'll try them in the ocean.
That's not a bad idea. I never even thought about doing that. I'll have to buy some from you, Ted. Maybe that blue might work good out there, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
don't you
it
think?
should.
Yeah, I think for the ocean that like bluegill, like the one I did earlier, like that bluegill pattern, sort of.
Yeah.
That blue pearl with the bluegill, that would work. And I think like probably I'm going to say like a white would probably work out there with a chartreuse tail, something like that, or plain white. I don't know how smoke would be, or even like a green, like a clear plastic with like a green pearl to it. Like what are the bait fish like? What do you guys usually use for bait? Like your live bait, like your cut baits, or what are they usually? Herring?
Yeah, herring or anchovies. But
So,
we
yeah.
never use live bait out there.
What I would do is I would just look up what I do is I always just look up a picture of like an anchovy set, and I would
You've
see
never
the
trained
colors,
them.
and I would try to incorporate that color in the bait because I have pearl powders and stuff that I can mix different. Like I could do like white, and then I could put green pearl in there, and it'll give you like that scale effect, like that green pearl effect.
Oh yeah.
So it makes it look like a green scale on a fish. So I could finagle with all kinds of colors for you guys. If you want to mess with any colors for the ocean, just let me know.
Yeah, we'd have to get them. I think pretty hard too. They don't care if they're soft plastic at all.
Yeah,
as long as they have a swim tail, that's all that really matters.
yeah, I would give you the hard. I probably would do the salt water or the hard plastic for you. And I'm not saying hard where it's going to be hard as plastic.
Sand shrimp too.
It's less
Boring
vibration,
says.
you know what I mean? It's just more durable,
Yeah.
basically. But when you have super soft as opposed to salt water, and you hold them up, and I think Earl did that on one of his lives. Like when you burn the plastic, it's like stiff as a board, basically. But Earl said he liked the burnt plastic because he caught those squid.
That one, Steve,
The
you
squid.
know which one he's talking about, right? The one I was catching all those. Well, I don't know if I had them that day.
The squid.
No, you said some guy from Junction City was what you were catching them on out there.
Well, it's the same guy, but he just gave me a bag full. He had tried to use he had tried to make the motor oil color, but they turned out real dark.
Yeah,
And
when they
Chad thinks he burnt the stuff, but those things stink. I mean, bad. But the fish out there.
Oh yeah, those do stink.
yeah,
but-
I mean, awful.
But
bad.
the fish love them.
Yeah, I'm sure the scent on them or whatever. But yeah, just let me know what you guys want, or even send me a picture of your bait fish or a couple different pictures of what you use, and I could try to incorporate that in the paddle tails and send you them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a lot of times though, Ted, they'll eat like larvae, like crab larvae or small minnows. I mean, really small ones.
Mhm.
If we're going for the rockfish, mostly.
Yeah.
But most of the time, if you're going like for the herring, they'll they like a big lure anyway.
Yeah. Well, those paddle tails that I have are 4-inch. So
Yeah.
that'd
work good for the sea bass, though.
yeah.
That's what this
a little
is.
small.
Huh?
That might be a little small for the lingcod.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe for the lingcod.
I think I'm going to be getting I'd like to get a bigger swim bait mold. Now they have hand pour molds too, that they go anywhere from 4 inches up to 10 or 11 inches for these hand pours, where you don't inject them. You actually pour your plastic in and let it get hard, and then you can do multiple colors. That's how, if you ever go to World's Worst Fishing, Chris from World's Worst Fishing, he does some phenomenal pours, and he uses powder in the automobile industry. He uses pearl powders for like car paint. He uses those colors in his pour, and those baits look amazing. But he charges $15 for one swim bait. You know what I mean? Because he's using all this stuff in there, and he's pouring out 9-inch swim bait. I mean, some of his baits go the cost of a musky lure, and that's just one rubber bait because he pours everything. So when you get into the hand pour stuff, you're really like, if you're trying to make anything or at least make your money back, you got to charge a decent amount of money for these hand pours, because you're using a lot of plastic and you're using a lot of material when you're making them. You know what I mean? So people charge a ton of money for them hand pours. That's why I like to stick with the shooting ones. So they do make 5 and 6-inch paddle tails. So I think I'm going to I got a 4, so I might go with like a 6 or 7-inch paddle tail, because a 6-inch could be used for bass around here also. I'm using bass on a 6-inch paddle tail. And then I try to get the molds that are like best all around. So like the 4-inch was good for like a lot of fish around here. You know what I mean? But if I'm going to the next size up, I want to get something that you can catch a big fish, small fish, whatever. So I think a 6 or 7-inch would be my next mold for a paddle tail.
Boring Fishman was asking if you can make it with a glow in the dark.
Yeah, do that. Yeah, they have glow in the dark plastic.
So is that different colors? Is it a little more like a chartreuse or something? Or
well, I don't know if you saw any of my Instagram posts. I use chartreuse, and I had that blue. Remember them blue lights that I have in my lab? It's like the blue lights, the LEDs.
Yeah.
Well, the other day when I was making those chartreuse ones, and they were the paddle tails with the chartreuse ends and stuff, I shut my light off, but I didn't shut the blue light off. And those things glowed, and I was like, what the heck? So I turned the light on, and then I shut them back off, and they glowed, I think, because of the blue light. But they do sell glow in the dark plastic, and I believe it's more of a clear plastic where the whole bait
Or
will
you could-
glow. If
Or
you
you
ever
could
get,
pour a little bit of the dip and go, glow in the dark stuff.
yeah, you
That
can
has
pour
like
that.
the color.
It's not water based. If it's water based, it'll blow up in my face.
That's true.
Use it. Use that. What was it called? Use it.
Yeah. That,
Dip and go.
that
Then
stuff
you could
will
be
blow up.
hairless like Modog.
Yeah. Don't mess around. That stuff is hot, boy. And
I
that
know it is. I know. My buddy, remember I told you my buddy burned his whole hand
Yeah.
on that crap.
water based. You don't pour it into that plastic or it'll just explode. It's like hot oil and water. So I just boom, it'll blow up.
What is the deal, guys? I only have 8 views on my video.
I thought that was good. I thought that was good for what you put out. I'm just kidding, but
I mean, you got 8. I'm just kidding.
Black and
I'm
purple
just kidding.
gold shiner works great.
You're cruel, Ted.
hey,
Poor young fella.
hey, keep standing up so you can block that stream of light that's in my eyes.
I mean, that stream is just like what used to hit my sticker on Ted's board.
yeah.
It won't go away.
Angle your camera down more or something.
There you go. Keep going. No, down. Keep going. Down. It was almost gone. Almost gone. Keep going. Keep going. There you go. Right there. Perfect.
Perfect.
There's one on that side.
Oh, wait. Go down a little more.
Jay, Sandy said she's
There
going to
you go.
Google him.
Perfect.
What's that?
Sandy said she's going to Google him.
Field days. I'm gonna Google him.
I know. You just got to ruin it, Ted.
There we go. Well,
Derek was saying that Ted, a black on purple gold shiner works good.
So black with purple glitter, or black with purple tail, or what?
I don't know.
Hey,
He'll have to
Steve.
explain that.
That looks actually
Steve.
better, Jay, that way.
Look at this comment right here, Steve. He says, I watch Reef Robbers videos and I don't know what half the fish are. That's kind of like us, isn't it, Steve?
Yeah. What is this one?
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll throw him back.
Yeah.
No, Oregon is terrible about that. I mean, they literally have a sheet of what you think maybe 20 of them on there, and this one you can keep from June until August, but you can't keep it anytime other than that. But this one here, it has to be 22 inches, but only during the period of this and this. It's like, and half of these fish look the same, and they give you a picture and you're holding it up. What do you think, Earl? Is that this one? No, I think it's that one. Yeah, it could be this one over here. It's like,
Yeah, they call them
It's what they want to
subspecies
catch.
when they're fairly identical, but I don't know. The more you fish, the more you can tell the difference in them. Those yellow eye, they have the black fin tips, and the canaries don't. But other than that, you
on the
can't
older
tell
ones, but
apart.
the younger ones
Now,
don't.
what about that app, guys? Did you guys ever use that app? I've seen that on other YouTube channels when they're out in the ocean fishing and they don't know, and they look up on this app. It tells you exactly if you can keep them and when you can keep them.
All right, Creel.
And it's all
Guys,
that
Real.
is on an app, and I can't remember what the app is called though.
I don't know. I've seen them use that in Florida and down south, but I've never seen it on the West Coast.
I
But
did
I'm-
see Florida is where I saw it. Yes.
Yeah, me too. I don't know if it's out on the West Coast.
Yeah, I wouldn't know either.
Because I
I
think
have-
that I saw it. I think that Blue Gabe was using it a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Fuck.
yeah.
It was his brother's app, I believe,
it is.
who made it, and they were following that, and it told you what the size limit was, what time of year you can, what kind of fish it was, all that
I think
stuff.
it's a great idea. Just take a picture of the fish and
And it comes up, yeah,
yeah. Then when you get a ticket and it's the wrong one, you say, "Hey, no way,
yeah.
here it is."
Good night, Creel.
It's late there.
That was
Yeah.
Crystal.
5 after
Called
11.
me. She called me to let me know that the reason she got in the tub scared the crap out of her now because she has that red hair dye stuff that she put in her hair. Tomorrow she's going to get her hair done, so she had to go in and soak her hair. But the bathtub turned red, so she was freaking out to why it turned red. Well, because you're in there soaking your hair, you goof.
Auto Pearl is money. Hey, give me some Auto Pearl, Derek.
I got this one dude who commented on my video in a different language and translated it, and their language is like messed up, so you put the words like different in different spots than ours. And so
Yeah.
so it's still weird to read it in English.
Yeah, you hit the translate button.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, sometimes it don't work real good.
I translated Earl's the other day because it asked me to when I said I was going to put those stickers beside his on the burn barrel. All he came back was, hey, and it said, you want to translate that into English? So I said, yeah. You know what it said? Hey.
That's funny.
Same word, just like 3 or 4 more Y's on the end.
So I have 8 views and 9 likes. How does that happen?
Did you like your own video?
It's true.
Yep. I don't know. People say they do that. I never do that. I never like my own videos. I don't know why. But I just never felt. I don't
Is it
know.
no good?
Never
I don't
did it.
like them. I don't like them. That's why I
It's
don't.
You left yourself open for that.
Yeah,
It's supposed to be the more interaction you get, like thumbs ups and comments, all that stuff. It helps with the algorithm.
With the algorithm, supposedly. Did you guys know? I just found this out the other day that when you put a video out and it shows the views, like right now, this live, your views are up there. But if you have people that are leaving your lobby and then coming back or going up to the top and hitting live chat or the other one, I can't think of what it's called, but live chat or top chat.
Live chat. Live chat.
Right. If they do
private.
that, every time they hit that and it changes the screen on the chat box over here, you know how it goes on there and it goes, you are now in a chat, blah, blah, and then you go up to the top chat and it'll do it exactly the same. That's somebody leaving your live and coming back in. That's counted as a view.
Cool.
Can't
Well, you're getting a
find
whole
Jay's
bunch of views.
channel.
Okay, everybody, get that live chat button.
Jay,
I mean, every time somebody leaves and goes to another channel and then comes back, that's another view.
Did you also?
Race Outdoors. If you go, there's Jay's channel. Never mind.
Did you know that I just learned this not too long ago that if you put all caps in your comments that it can hurt a channel, and if you use more than 3 or 4 emojis in your comment that it can hurt the channel also?
Yeah, I've heard that about the emojis.
I've
Yeah.
heard that fairy tale too, but it doesn't.
It's actually in the YouTube rules.
I realize, but it doesn't do anything, or else they wouldn't be giving you that option to use it.
Yeah, but it's supposedly spamming. They consider it spamming your chat, and then when your things go on, you know how people get views, and then all of a sudden you lose views. They say that YouTube is doing a purge, and they're taking those away from you. So like today, I have 150 views on something, but then like Earl was commenting 10 times in there with emojis, and tomorrow I'm missing 10 views. That's because you're doing that.
I've
You mean
never
it's
done
a
that.
cumulative? You mean not just one comment, but it's a cumulative of all the comments.
Yeah, it depends on, I guess, how active it is in your chat with the emojis and stuff. But they say don't use capital letters when you're commenting, and don't use a lot. Like you can use 3 emojis maximum or something in the chat in your comment. Or I start seeing that on other chats where they're telling people to take their comments down when they're using emojis, and if they're using capital letters, tell you to remove your comment. Some of the moderators in other chats.
I'm
Just to put
so small. YouTube don't ever look at anything I do anyway.
You're not small. Don't you kid yourself.
I mean my channel.
Oh, okay. Hey, Yeehaw. What's up?
Guys, so I put the Fort 17 hunting. I got to meet him. He's like with Fox Pro, and he's like sponsored by Fox Pro. But he's a pretty cool guy. So I just put that on. J.A. Modog and Steve.
Hello, Alicia.
Hello.
Here, kitty, kitty. Here, kitty.
I like
So,
that.
There's only certain people that know that here.
I like
I
that video.
Sunfish King put a trivia on her.
Yeah.
Like, who's the crazy lady in Kentucky that has Kitty on her YouTube? And,
You
like,
weren't
Hobbs-
in my live when I put that up?
Yeah, it actually was her TikTok video that she put on YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm not bleeding anymore, Ed. I was when that video. I was taking one of Ed's fish off, and it was a big lingcod,
Uh-huh.
and there was a hook on the jig on the top and the bottom. Well, I went to grab it, and the fish jumped like that, and the hook stuck me in the end of the finger, and I started bleeding like crazy.
Oh, I hate that.
And it just healed up like 2 days ago, and it's already been like 2 weeks. And it must have gone down in there pretty far because it was bleeding all over his boat.
Uh-huh.
He got mad at me. Had to get the hose and hose the boat down. Get him blood.
Isn't that the
Girl.
worst pain in the whole world? Is getting one right on the tip of your index finger. The rest of them, yeah,
I
it
don't
hurts.
know. I don't know.
Of course
I
you
never
don't.
do.
I don't catch any fish.
Ah,
Left yourself open, Earl.
No, I catch fish. I don't catch myself.
I had a musky lure.
I mean, after the other day, you can't really say he doesn't catch any fish. I was kind of in
Exactly.
there expecting him not to catch any out of that little creek, but he did pretty good.
I
That's
was
true.
fishing a tournament, Steve, and my partner threw a crankbait and come back on it, and it hooked me in the forearm, and he went like this, and it went right in my forearm, and instead of me, I couldn't get it out, so I cut the lure off of it, and I taped the hook to my forearm and continued fishing throughout the tournament. Then after the tournament, I went in there, and you know how hard it is to try to put a hook through your skin to try to pop it out the other side? I had my skin, it had to be stretched out 10 inches. I'm trying to pull this lure out. And then I finally got it. I put a piece of, a piece of metal, like my pliers, and I squeezed the pliers in my skin on the hook so the tip would come through the skin. And I pushed it through and cut the barb off and slid it out. But that was some nasty. That was horrible. That hurt so bad.
Wow. Yeah, that
My,
sounds like it.
My dad was fishing with a crankbait one day, and we were casting up on the rocks for some bass and stuff. And he cast it and hooked the rock on the shore. He's like, "Oh no!" So he's pulling back like this, and then he yanks and gets it. Well, it comes back, hooks him in the nose, like through
Oh,
right
no.
here,
Mm.
and goes through the other in the middle, and comes out, and it's just sticking there. And he looks over and goes, "Well, that ain't good." and I'm like 8 or 9. I'm like, "We have emergency. We have emergency." And my brother and my dad.
So last year,
No. I'm not LI fishing. You can't do that.
I'm sorry.
I
Go ahead
know.
with your story.
But I almost passed out. I was like pale. I couldn't handle blood at that age for some reason.
I
But,
don't-
I was
he had to
when
take his pliers and just yank.
when I was guiding back years ago, I took this guy and his 2 young boys. They were probably like 10 or 12, I guess. Well, this guy was bald, but he had a ball cap on, and we were throwing topwater lures. And I told these kids, "Now you got to be careful on your backswing that you don't hook anybody in the boat because fishing was red hot." So there's 4 people standing in the boat. Well, sure enough, I mean, it wasn't 10 minutes into this. This one kid goes like that, and he hooked his dad through the hat into his scalp. You know what a scalp bleed is like, too, you know. So the kid starts crying. His dad was so cool, just calm, and so I'm going, "Oh crap!" So I went over there and got my dikes out, and it was in through the hat and into his scalp, so I couldn't get underneath it, you know.
Oh no.
So I finally clipped it off. And luckily, he was bald, which made it actually kind of easier.
Mm-hmm.
And I clipped off, and it was stuck in his head so bad. I had a Band-Aid and put the Band-Aid over it. We fished the rest of the day. The guy never complained. He said he didn't get home. He went to the emergency room that night because he couldn't get it out. I mean, it was bleeding. I mean, it was like like rags on his head because it's you know how it is when you get a cut on your brain. And the guy made it all day long. Went to the emergency room that night, and he called me the next day. I just want to let you know I'm okay. Good, I'm glad.
Yeah, that's
I'm
great.
sure we all have.
I
have
put
those-
it up there. I put his link over if you scroll up a little bit.
Well,
some of these mods need
I
to
can
start
drop
dropping links.
Boring's link too. Not a problem.
I was getting ready to, but I can when you go over to the YouTube side, if you haven't been on it in a minute, then it makes you wait
Yeah,
for
I
all
got
the
it right here. I think Alicia got it too.
chat to go through.
Oh, he put his up right
Oh
now.
no, Alicia got Sandy's. Boring got his own, and I got his. You should have it now.
Covered now.
Don't be
talking
about you on gone either.
Kentucky, and I was looking at all the musky lures on the wall, and they all are exposed hooks, and the lures are like as big as your arm, and they're hanging on the wall. And I grabbed one lure off it, and I'm looking at it. We're getting ready to go out. We're at Cave Run Lake, and we're at the Crash's Landing. I'm fishing with Crash Mullins down there, and so I go to put the lure back on the shelf on the hook, and it fell, and I went to reach for it and catch it as it fell, and another hook caught me right here at the side of the hand.
I know, but James over there beating up
Here,
the basketball
and I
goal.
was going out on a guided trip that day, and I couldn't get this lure out of my hand for the life of me. So I had to get that and clip that off. And then that was a little bit easier to pop through the other side of my skin, and I popped it through, and I was white and sweating. My buddy's like, "You even want to go out?" I'm like, "I'm not missing this. I paid all this money to go." So I popped it through my hand, and I cut it, and it come out easy that way. But and I was using my hand all day, and that was bad. That hurt.
My cousin caught a fish one day. He's older than me. He's quite a few years older than me. But he caught a fish
Right,
and
Candy. Good night.
went to take the hook out, and it's a crankbait. And
Thanks,
the
Andy.
fish flopped, and the other treble hook got stuck in his hand. So my dad took the treble hook off the crankbait and had to take the string and wrapped it around it. And it was
Yeah,
like stuck in the palm.
Yeah.
Just yank it. But that one looked like it hurt because he used
Sometimes-
that hand for the whole day.
Sometimes when you do that old loop method, sometimes it don't come out, and you just yank the crap out of it, and it just makes it worse. Sometimes
Yeah.
you got to make sure you do it right on the first time, or it's.
I had that issue.
more.
I never did have good luck with it.
Yeah,
Appreciate you, Mr. Lance Martin.
I have better luck with popping it through the other side.
Lawrence Martin, my bad.
But I have better luck popping the hook through the other side of the skin and then popping it through. But that's like people when we muskie fish. I get people on my boat, and the muskie's in the net with the lure in its mouth, and they're reaching in after it. I'm like, don't you dare put your hand in that net with that lure flashing around with that muskie, because I've
Or in its mouth.
seen it catch people in their wrist and stuff. And if that's in the wrong spot of your wrist, it's life threatening on the boat. And I don't want to have to deal with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Earl. Kitty, 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 kitty.
I got one more hook story.
Yep.
I was practicing for a tournament, and we use like rip baits, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, they got treble hooks on them. Well, I was trying this new technique with a spinning rod where you got your lure and you pull the lure back like this and bend your rod, and you're holding the. I can't if I can do this one. You hold the treble hooks like this with your hand. This one, and you go to let it go, and it slings it underneath the branches of the tree when they're hanging out because the fish were underneath that.
Yeah.
And I was killing doing that. And I'm by myself, and I'm probably an hour and a half away from home. And I went like that. And instead of letting go, that rod's bent and set. Two of those treble hooks went right into my finger. And so my fingers were together like this. I mean, they were stuck like that. And they're all the way to the bone on both sides. And I couldn't get my dikes in there to cut the hook to get them apart. So I had to cut the treble off. I could do that. And I had to draw. And I was probably 15, 20 miles away from the marina. So I had to steer like this with one hand with the throttle. I had to go to the emergency room, and I get over there. This lady starts jerking on it. Like, I can get it out of there. And I'm like, you're not going to do it that way. You better give me a shot if you're going to start jerking on it.
Yeah.
They were both all the way to the bone of my finger.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that
Steve, I was out last year. I was out last year up by the lighthouse, and I heard on the marine radio there was somebody coming in from I don't know where, going into Depot Bay. The captain was injured, and the Coast Guard was talking to him and wondering if there was anyone anyone else on the boat that could bring the boat across the bar. And I guess there wasn't, so they actually sent him to Newport instead of Depot Bay because it's an easier crossing. But they asked what happened, and it was a little sketchy on the radio. I couldn't get the whole story quite, but it sounded like somebody was holding the gaff when he took off, and they lost their balance and gaffed him in the head.
Oh,
What
goodness.
it sounded like. Not, I don't think it went through the skull, but it was a big gash on his head, and
Yeah,
there
them
was
gaffs
blood
are-
everywhere. A head wound bleeds like crazy. So, yeah.
Well, hey, I got to get out of here. I'm heading home. If you're still on, or I'll jump back on when I get home.
Okay. I don't know how long I'm going to stay on, but I'll probably be on for a while. As
Okay.
long as people
Jump back
hang
on, guys. But yeah, I got to head home.
I'm gonna probably head out too.
Talk to you guys later. Thanks for having me on. See you, Steve.
You bet.
Modog.
Good night.
I'll see
Yeah,
you.
take care.
Alicia, you can come up now.
Alicia, don't come up. He's just gonna
Alicia,
give
you
you
can
a
take
hard
my spot.
Kitty, kitty.
I'll leave.
kitty, kitty, kitty.
Or Boring can come up. too.
Uh,
It's not very
Alicia's
late.
probably at the grocery store.
Yeah, Ken, get up there.
Yeah,
Who's
you
at
can
the
have my
grocery
spot.
store?
I'm gonna
Who's
say
at the
goodnight, all.
All right, Steve. Thanks
Later,
for
Catch
coming
you
up.
later. JA, Modog. Hi, guys. Take care.
See you, Steve.
Good night. Good night, everybody.
Night.
Like a stalker down there.
Yeah, a little bit. I could about go get myself a drink. So Alicia's trying to get who was it? Casey Fish Page?
KY catfishing or catfish.
Kentucky catfish on them.
Yeah, I think I got him. Danimals could use some more followers too.
Have you ever heard of Terry catfishing or whatever? Catfishing.
Terry?
Yeah, catfishing with Terry. Something like that.
Yeah, he's an older guy.
Yeah,
I mean,
his
not
wife
the
just died.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I know him.
He's having a rough day today.
Why is that?
He put on a live, or he got on a live today, but he was like, he wasn't looking very well. He went to go catfishing, and there was too many idiots around where he was catfishing, so he didn't feel like it. So he was just in his car at the cemetery and got put on a live.
Yeah, that's probably not the best way to go live all over the world on the internet when you're sitting at the cemetery.
Right, but he didn't.
Alicia,
look
nobody
very well.
really cares, just so you know.
LOL.
I'm gonna grab a cup of tea.
Hey, get you a cup of tea, Earl.
All right.
Ted, are you still jealous? Jimmy says he'll go fishing with me.
No, he doesn't. No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't.
I can. If
I
it
get to
was
fish
my-
with Lee Levacy every now and again. I'm going to go down there to the fort in next week or so.
If it was my
I
life,
know that's a
would show
lie
you-
because Modog ain't going to let me go anywhere.
If it was my live, I would show you the Instagram message he sent me.
Forget the cup of tea. Let's just go with a jar.
Let's
Is
just
that
go
sweet
with a
tea?
Jar. Holy.
It's garden tea.
Oh, you just ruined
Luke
it.
Palmer lives right down the road from me. I've got Lee Levacy that lives right down the road from me. Probably like in the 300 miles. That's down the road.
You're close to you live in Oklahoma, right?
Yeah, Luke Palmer's not too far from me. Neither is
You're close to Jimmy.
yeah, and Iverson.
Yeah. And like the farm homestead, what are they called? They are neighbors to Jimmy.
<clears throat> What's
And they
keto?
all live over by on the other side.
This is keto. I don't think so.
What is she?
It's his homemade moonshine.
It's mint tea or spearmint or something like that. I don't know.
Just got her.
So, Earl, are you actually Mennonite?
Yes.
Because there's a lot of people that talk about it. I just didn't know if it was true or not.
Yeah, I John from Smallwater Charters, he thought I was Amish the first time I came on, or I
Amish don't have electrical. I mean, there's some that do.
No, I know, but the reason he thought it was, I commented on one of his videos, and the picture I had a hat on, like the Amish wear. I was in a store that had one. Anyway, I had that on, and yeah, he wouldn't have known from that if I was at my house or where I was, whatever. So he always said I was an Amish man. He wanted me to build him a heater.
What is that in the background, Earl?
Where?
Is that what back behind you? See, right behind your head, not where the deer is on the other side. Yeah,
It's
that.
his
right
board. It's
That's
his sticker
the
board.
refrigerator.
Oh, okay. I was like, man, your sticker board.
No,
Your sticker board over there.
that's a refrigerator. My
Oh, okay.
sticker board's here.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, dang.
But yeah, I've thought about that before. It kind of does look like a sticker board. But... Oh, I hate these people.
Amish and sneaking on YouTube. I gotta go over here and get
All
this
these
child on.
comments from these people.
What people?
Me.
These websites.
Oh,
Every video you put out, they got to put their website on there.
I don't
Oh,
have
there's
that problem. I'm not up there yet.
There's some
I got,
people
like,
on.
3 of them
Instagram.
on my new video, just now. At least.
Looks
Oh.
like magnets. That's what I was wondering. Because it looks
Big-
like stickers back there, but it's probably just magnets.
My posts
It's
are
picture,
getting.
picture
Okay.
magnets. My wife does a lot of those things off of Shutterfly and sticks them up there.
Awesome. I'll be right back.
My post on Instagram's getting pretty big.
Your post is?
Yeah. There's this guy, I don't know who he is, but he's like sponsored by Vortex Scopes and all that. And he's like has 30-something thousand on Instagram and like 20-something thousand on YouTube.
Yeah.
And he follows me. I'm like, okay.
Raised Outdoors, you can block them, but they're just spam accounts anyhow, so they just come back as somebody else.
Yeah.
I just delete them. The problem is I haven't been on there looking at the comments because I've been live ever since it went live. Or ever since the video went live.
I didn't get to go see your premiere that you did either, but I'll watch it later. You know, I always watch your stuff.
Yeah. Unlike me.
I know. It's okay. I make sure that I watch your guys'.
I watch yours. You just drop stuff in the lake all the time, so it gets kind of boring.
I don't have name one. Okay, hold on. Besides the batteries, I don't want to hear about the batteries. What else have I dropped in my lake?
A pole?
I didn't drop. I dropped it, but it didn't go in the. I mean, it was in there, but it came out. So it's not. It doesn't count unless it's bye bye.
Modog, I think the guys that were on that live while I was fishing, I think you guys are going to have fun watching what I put together from that video and seeing
Okay.
how different the perspective is from what I was seeing and what you were seeing.
Oh, from your live?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's up, Basquatch?
Fishing with Basquatch.
I'm gonna have to check him out.
You don't know who Fishing with Basquatch is?
Nope, never heard of him. Haven't
He has
even
a
seen him.
Modog sticker.
He's a what?
He has a Modog sticker.
I'm getting one. So I hear.
I mean, he has one. So I mean,
All right, Ken. Appreciate
So I hear. So I hear. I'm getting one.
look. Hold on. Where the heck did I put your address? Well, maybe you're not. It's on an envelope around here somewhere. Later, Ken. Ken said he's leaving. He's out.
I know. I told him bye already.
Oh, I missed out on that then.
See, you're just too
Wait,
busy.
wait.
You're too
I
busy.
gotta
being
go
bait.
to.
I haven't even said much.
That's because you're not chatterbait tonight.
No, I'm not chatterbait tonight. I'm more like a Texas worm.
The chatterbait is breaking.
I lost it. I'm so sad about it.
Modog, you should try PayPal me some money and see if my PayPal account works.
How much you need?
No, I don't have any idea. I don't even know if it works. I don't know if I have it set up right.
Hold on, I'll tell you. It's on your abouts, right?
Does he like
I don't think it is. But it's right down here on the thingamajiggy.
58? Now 59 subscribers, Basquatch.
Right here it says
The Reef Robber on PayPal.
https www.paypal.me Reef Robber local.
It won't let me click it.
No, it won't on there.
LOL.
Hold on.
I'm
Wait,
too
don't
lazy
you have
to-
super chats or something like that? I can just do it this way, can't I?
I have super chats, but that don't go into my PayPal.
Oh,
Hey,
you want it
so
on PayPal.
YouTube
Plus
takes
YouTube
some of it.
Takes 30% of it.
All right, hold on. I'll tell you.
I was just curious if it worked or not. You don't
So
have
do you have to have 1,000 subscribers to
to get super chats, yes.
Yeah.
You actually I think have to be monetized to get super chats.
Yeah, you do. One day.
one day?
Have you gone up at all, Modog?
I'm 210. I've lost 2.
What in the world? That's
Dude,
crazy.
I've gone up. So at the World Fishing Fair, I gave my name out, and I've gone up to 80, and I was at 78 for like a week. So I got 2. Stole yours.
So it's just Reef Robber, right?
It should be the Reef Robber.
The Reef Robber. Question mark local. What?
Yeah, just the Reef Robber.
Alvis Lewin.
Alvin.
Yeah, exactly.
I snorted it. Did you hear that?
Oh wow! At first, I thought I clicked.
That's funny.
Jeez.
Right?
Do what?
What's that?
We're all
Do
mad.
what?
Yeah. That one.
How about,
I like the Three Stooges.
Do you have a membership thingy yet?
No, I didn't set that up.
Okay.
Should
Yeah,
I?
the mud-
I mean, that's up to you.
I didn't figure I would.
Have you ever heard of the Mud Bun?
The what?
The Mud Buns?
Not really, no.
They're from Iowa. They kind of quit.
Something went wrong. Try again. There.
Trying to get my
Find out.
buddy back up to 400. He's only 4
Furious.
away.
There. Okay, that came through.
Awesome. Then it works.
I have.
And I
There
got
you
a email about it too. So how do I tell in the app? How do I tell what my balance is, or don't I?
At the very top, when you go into PayPal and you bring up your account, right at the very top, it'll tell you what. I mean, it's right.
There it is. So they took 78 cents of it.
Did they?
Yeah. Is that how that works?
Yeah. I hope I sent that for friend, or I didn't even check that. My bad.
Oh, it says accept the money. Transfer to bank or keep it in PayPal.
Yeah, you can do that too. But I think
Keep
there's
it in PayPal, right? That
Yeah.
way I can give it back to you.
you don't need to give it back to me.
Modog's just
Keep the
kind.
money in PayPal.
I thought you were gonna send the sticker to Sandy,
Send what stickers, Sandy?
the one that she won and then tried to give to me.
It's on your way. It's on the way to you.
No. I gotta get some decals.
You don't want it?
I mean, I'll take it. I'll just give it to somebody else.
Well, I don't know why you do that. It's just wrong. I just want to give away my sticker. What?
It gets your name out there.
Me and Earl and J.A.
Hey, fishing with Bass Squatch, you can sub to me too.
Of the three
Fishing with
Stooges.
Bass.
Oh my goodness!
You're way behind.
I've been
Who
trying
is?
to send money.
Who has?
Modog's way behind.
Earl asked me if I could send him something so he could see if his PayPal worked. Might have been a ploy, but that's okay. I did it. I sent him a $10.
Awesome, thank you.
My thing just keeps going in circles.
Sounds kind of like you.
Sophie.
In circle. She's being nuts, man. She was in her thing.
Alicia,
Crazy
who
biting
you
on-
picked up? Isn't that about to break your back? He says he already subbed to the Three Stooges.
Well, I'd hoped you'd already subbed to me. I sent you a dang sticker.
My phone froze up, man. I can't even do anything.
Well,
Let's see
think
how
it was that
much I
cold.
get.
Huh?
I didn't
I'm
think
gonna
it was
see
that
how
cold.
much I got tonight. It'll
Yeah.
go down tomorrow.
Honor Adventures. I've been watching for a while. Born and raised fishing salmon, bottom fish, and steelhead in Washington. Now moved to Alaska, running charters. Look up Baranoff excursions to book a trip. That's awesome. I have to look that up. Mrs. Modog, boys
Oh,
and
no.
squirrels.
I'm
Boy,
leaving.
squirrel. Your hair's not red as red anymore.
Yeah, my phone completely froze up. I'm gonna have to back out and come back into PayPal and see what happened.
Don't talk to Alvin. He called me a stooge. He's been
I'm
leaving.
leaving,
me. I
guys.
had to tell him
Gotta
that I
go to
wasn't his
bed.
favorite. Yeah, he wasn't my favorite anymore. You're leaving?
Yeah, I gotta go to bed.
Oh.
Okay, later.
Later. Mrs. Modoc came in and I gotta go.
Yeah, I know you guys got big fish up there in Alaska, but and I would actually love to come to Alaska too, but yeah, it's just not. I haven't been able to get up there yet. Alaska and Hawaii is the last two states that I haven't been in.
Don't laugh at her jokes, Alvin. Matter with you? So I can't wait for this dang computer to get here, but it's just taking forever. Like she told me that, hey, I'll order you this computer. I said, okay. Then we talked about what I wanted, and then she goes, well, it won't be here for a month. I was like, a month? Holy cow.
I know it's only a two. Well, I don't know if it's only a 2-hour flight from Seattle, but I know it's not that difficult to get there. It's just I don't. So far, I just haven't gotten there. But my 20th anniversary is coming up, so who knows? Yeah, I don't know. This thing just sits here and spins.
Huh. Weird.
I'm gonna leave it go for a while and see what happens. But
So when I sent him that, it didn't ask me to send it to him a certain way. You know how everybody is saying that they have to have it sent to friends or whatever, not business, but it took 78
78 cents. Yeah.
78 cents off of it. So is that just YouTube taking or PayPal taking their whatever? And
No, because I had a lady pay me. I got her that Beauty and the Beast set the other day, and it's $100 shipping or with shipping. And YouTube took $3.83 from her.
but I know, but that was through the business thing. It wasn't through the other.
Yeah.
So that's probably how I sent it then.
PayPal probably would have taken more than just 70.
Oh, okay, probably. I don't know. Maybe I had it set wrong when I sent it, but it just went to you. Let me look at it and see what it went sent as.
Did somebody drop Captain Connor's Adventures link?
I think somebody did earlier.
Can I click on that without leaving the thing?
Oh, maybe they didn't. I believe.
I don't think they did. Can somebody drop that so I can go make
Yeah.
sure I got him? Please, thank you. Cowlitz River in South Washington is going good right now.
Man, I am so far behind on this YouTube side. That drives me so crazy. If you don't stay on the YouTube side and you go back over to
Yeah.
it, it shows you
Yeah.
everything that's been said. Well, somebody else will have to do it because it's way behind for me. But I don't think it'll take you out of here as long as you go over to your YouTube side. and do
Yeah,
it.
I think it'll just open another browser is what it'll do. But I don't know. I ain't gonna deal with that right now. It's ridiculous.
I don't know. Maybe I did it wrong, and
I'll get him here on my phone now. Alicia dropped it. That's fine too. Yeah, I had him anyway. So
Captain Corners.
So, if you guys want to watch some cool videos on a very, very specific fishery, watch Washington Fish Quest on the last. See if I can find that video. And I'll share the link in the chat if I can find it here. He did a collab with another YouTuber. I forget which one it was, but Washington Fish Quest.
433 subscribers and no videos or nothing. We just
Right. Copy. Campers in Common, welcome in.
ooh.
There. That's a video, so if you click on it, it's going to take you out of here, just so you know. But actually, let me go get his. I'll get his channel link.
Alvin, did you see what Alvin said?
What did he say?
Each of you send me $50. I need to see if my PayPal works.
Yeah, that one.
Well, it worked on me. I'm just saying. I'm just kidding.
I knew you'd be an easy one.
Yeah, that's all right. At least you asked me and not Crystal. She'd sent you a whole lot more.
He likes me more than you do.
Well, she just loves helping people out. That's just her.
No, I do too, but I wasn't really asking for $10. I just wanted to see if PayPal would work. Because I
Sounded to me
haven't.
like you were asking
I
for
haven't
$10. That's not what I heard. When my ears heard go look on PayPal and see if it works, I was like, yeah, he sounds like he needs $10.
There's the link for Washington Fish Quest.
Washington Fish Quest.
And his last video on smelt dipping. They it's a candlefish, and they use dip nets. And at the beginning of the video, you can actually see the smelt swimming in the water. They're so thick.
Hold
And
on.
it's
Hold
not
on.
clear. It's
That is not
clear
how you get her
water.
attention, Alvin. That is not how you get her attention.
Ah!
Oh god.
I mean, good try, though.
That's funny.
Sorry, go ahead, Earl. I apologize.
That's all right. I was just saying that on that video where he does the smelt dipping, you can see the smelt swimming through the water, and it's not clear water. I mean, they're so thick. They're coming. He has a ton of information in that video of the history of the smelt run. And the Cowlitz Indians used to rely on that run for
He said,
their
"Send me
food
money."
and for oil. Those fish are really oily.
Really? I will have to go check that out.
Yeah, it's actually a really good, informative video.
Here, I'm going to go over here and look at it on this side if I can get it to play or to bring up the. What is going on? Oh, there it goes. So, not the first one you put out.
Well, that is the video. Yes, that is the video I was talking about.
But the other one that you just put out is the actual channel?
Yes.
Okay. I'll go to that one. Not go to it. I'll go to it and then I'll go back and watch it. I just want to get it so that it'll be in my history so it shows that it was there.
Yeah. Right. Somebody raised outdoors was going to bed. Hey, I appreciate you being in here, man. You see, do you watch Iowa Trapper at all?
Not much. I've been on his lives and I've been over to see a couple of his videos, but not much.
Yeah. He he went to check his beaver traps and the water level has come up. So he's in there. I don't know. They're this far underwater instead of.
Yeah, he said that the water had come up like 3 foot from where he was.
Yeah, well, it's almost back down to where it was, but he stuck his fingers down in there and the trap went off and it didn't get his fingers, but I don't know how in the world it didn't.
Holy.
Because you hear the old trap go and his hand jerks out of there and he's like,
Oh my goodness! No, I haven't
was
watched that one.
close.
I watched the one where he went out and got what, 15 or 20 beavers that one day. Yeah.
He's about ready to pull the whole thing now because the water is just fluctuating too much. He can't keep a good set going on. But
Right.
yeah. If I remember it standing out in my memory because I was thinking it sounded like a cool job.
Washington Fish Quest. 6.68K. Holy. I mean, you know, I know I said holy, but you could be like somebody that only has 2K and I'm like, holy, you know, I'm just a small bean. I'm just a small beans guy.
Yeah. I still consider myself as pretty small, but then I remember when I was at 200 and I thought 1,000 was a huge channel too. But.
Yeah, well, you know, I'll get there. I just got to, I don't know. I got to figure things out and get stuff done. I mean, I couldn't believe how many people actually went through and watched that last video that I did, part of my series thing.
Yeah.
Because I didn't do the edited version, and it took me a while to get the edited version done. But everybody was thumbing through. Even if you're thumbing through, you're still watching. So,
yeah. That's all right, Captain Connor. I appreciate you having me on and listening at least.
so dirty.
Alicia, you would not enjoy being I don't think you'd enjoy working on a charter. And I say that because I think you would want to be fishing instead of tying lines for people. I don't know if that's what Bass Squatch does or not, but
You on the boat, you threw it on the floor earlier. Went to the bathroom. She came in and put it on and just walked around for a minute.
It's all right. I was sitting in here looking for my hat when I got on here because I didn't want anybody to complain about my bald spot. And I'm looking over there and looking around, and I can't find it. And then, like 5 minutes later, Jaden comes walking out with it on, going,
hey, Crystal,
Yeah.
I got something to tell you
Uh-oh.
about people that make coffee out here. So I went and ordered a 16-ounce white mocha the other day,
First of
and
all,
there was 2 girls working in the coffee shop, and something looked a little suspicious anyhow. But finally the one handed a drink out to me and said, "Here, try this out. We got a new white chocolate." I'm like, all right. And he said, "Let us know what you think about it." I took a sip, and it was definitely not white chocolate. I was like, what'd you put in it, peppermint or something? No, they didn't put peppermint in it. It's a new white chocolate. I said, well, it's kind of gross. Or I didn't say it was kind of gross. I just said it was different. And they start laughing. They're like, no, we put lavender and banana in it.
lavender and banana.
And they had made a regular white mocha and had it in the shop. They were waiting for me.
Just seeing what you do.
So I put it in the cup holder and reached for the other one. They said, well, we can take it back. I said, no, I'm going to drink it. I didn't then. I gave it back to them. They were just pulling a prank on me.
Where if you go and they have banana syrup.
I have no idea where they get it, but
Is it
it was
Starbucks?
no, it wasn't Starbucks.
It's a coffee
I
shop.
don't go to Starbucks. Are you kidding me?
Why?
Because they're gross
Starbucks is gross.
and they're expensive.
They are.
Why would
expensive.
Oh, there you go. That's better. Say the expensive part. Don't say
I'll
gross. That's
accept
my.
the
That's how she gets
expensive
makes her living is Starbucks.
Well, I know, but
Because they're gross.
I love I only drink blonde espresso, and Starbucks is the only place around here that carries blonde espresso. It's got a higher caffeine content, but it's not as bitter as regular espresso is. So that's my favorite. So that's why I
we got a coffee shop on every corner, every street corner. I mean, they're everywhere, and it's not just Starbucks. It's mom and pop
Everything.
shops and everything.
Bikini baristas.
They not around here. We don't have those, but up in
All
in
over.
the cities, I'm sure they do.
All over up there by the post. In
Oh
Lewis.
yeah, up in Tacoma.
yeah, Tacoma Lakewood area.
Yeah.
Bikini
I
barista.
keep forgetting you used to live out here.
Oh yeah, I'm know where
I used to-
DuPont
I used to drive up to Tacoma and Seattle every day
on I-5.
on I-5.
Yeah.
Watch those big jets fly right across the interstate.
Yep. Yes, sir. I enjoyed it there. I don't know if I would. I mean, I wanted to retire there back in the day, but you know, you always want to go back to where you're from. Like, you know, I was there for a while, and it was so beautiful there. And I mean, you got so much different stuff to do, even there around the Tacoma, Washington area, or driving down to the coast, or you can go the other way and have desert. So it's just crazy. Or you can go on in between the desert and the ocean. You got mountains. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's one of the craziest places.
Campers, I got something to show you here if I still have it.
Bowling Green.
I don't think I still have that picture. So the reason they know that they can pick on me is because I found the coolest thing you can ever find at a job site one day. It was one of those black spiders about that big around. And whenever I go to a coffee shop like that, I reach for my drink with that thing in the palm of my hand and it freaks them out. So that's why they know they can do that. It's Mel from Ugly Dog Lures.
That would be funny. You didn't know who Campers in Common was?
No, I didn't.
Oh yeah, that's Mel. That's their new channel. They have Ugly Dog Lures and Campers in Common. It's the
Okay.
Campers in Common is their fishing and camping and
Yeah.
out doing stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, that's how they know they can pick on me.
That's funny. Hi, Earl. It's me, Mel from Ugly Dog Lures. Hi. The car's sending warning.
I don't know what her voice sounds like, so I can't copy.
I
it.
can't do it either, but I was just going to do it in Ken's.
Yeah.
Hi. Do it. Hi, I'm Mel
from Ugly Dog
Ugly
Lures,
Dog Lures.
and I make
gonna take-
lures.
I make lures.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Uh,
Oh goodness. Oh, well,
Got back from Kentucky. Oh, that's Alicia. Oh man. So Crystal's off for the next 8 days, and I have no idea what I'm going to do.
she should have
I have
said
no
that
idea.
you messed. Or no, she said we're a mess. Both of us.
Yep, we are definitely. I'm messy. How many times have I cleaned my glasses since I've been on your thing? Gee,
Well, it's because you're a mess.
I know. Definitely. Definitely. Definitely.
We need someone else to come up here and
I know,
slap
because
us
I'm just boring.
Guess Crystal
Oh, yeah.
could come up. All she
I don't
have
think so. I
all
don't
she-
think. Did you see? Just,
Okay.
I just
all
looked
she
over
have
there and
to
she
do-
was like,
Kayla,
all
"No."
she'd have to do is walk around the corner.
Right?
hi.
Come
We
here.
have 11 people in here still. I'm not sure who they are,
Come here.
but
Oh, you're bringing me that? Come here.
hi, Trinity.
What's this?
What's this?
Hi,
Who is this
Trinity.
guy right here?
What's this?
Say Earl.
Ew.
Yeah, say
Yeah.
hi, Earl. Say hi, Earl.
Hi,
Oh my goodness.
Hi, Trinity.
Say hi, Mel.
Hi, Meow.
Say hi, fishing with Bass Squatch. Are you choking on that one, huh? Say hi, fishing with Bass Squatch.
Hi,
Bass Squatch.
Baba.
Mel, Alicia's talking to you. I guess.
Oh goodness. Okay. Can you go get your diaper changed? I think you made it. Your watermelon leaked. Your watermelon sprung a leak, kid. Yeah, her watermelon leaked all over her leg. Can you go change her watermelon peel out?
I think what it was is she was laughing at us so hard she had tears running down her legs.
Is that what it was? Tears running down her legs. Well, now it's on my arm, so I don't know how that worked.
Basquatch said that's adorable that you got it all over your arm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure it was a good one. It was a good one. Drop a load for Dad. Let's drop a load for Dad Day.
Hi, I'm Ken, the boring fisherman, and I log for a living.
Oh God, Pete on me.
Watermelon tears.
Watermelon tears. Yeah, I think your watermelon sprung a leak.
Well, that's no good, Captain Connor.
Got my finger. Oh no.
That's
not good.
Fair Estates. It says, there's a whole pack of coyotes outside of our house. Keep an eye on your pets. Tell me you're new here without telling me you're new here.
Anyway.
Connor's videos are up again.
I like that. Drop a load for Dad. We're gonna do that. It's drop a load for Dad Day.
Oh.
Crystal's off. She can watch the Rugrats while you fish. It's our anniversary week there,
Who
Grits.
thinks watches the kids when he fishes? They don't watch themselves.
I mean, they probably.
How long have you been married?
I mean, to me, I say 30 years, but she says it's only 6, so I don't know where I went wrong. 6 years.
I'd think it was the other way around. I'd think she would think it was more like 30 years.
I mean, living with me, I mean, probably.
That's what I'm saying.
No, it's been a great and stressed out 6 years.
So we've been together for what? 9, 8, 9?
Yeah, 9, 8 or 9.
Can you stop it?
8 or 9 years together, 6 married.
We've been married for 19 years.
I was married to my first wife for 14, so
You're not.
13 something. Is it right at 14?
Married in 2002. So 10 years
Was it 10?
before you split up, and then your divorce.
Yeah, but we were together for.
We don't count that.
We just did. But wait a minute, we don't count that, but we just did. But we've been together for. It's exactly what you said.
Well, you weren't together. You weren't even in the same state.
Oh.
You were literally wishing death and hating each other.
Oh, yeah, this is true. Wow,
Not that I'm not still doing that.
that went dark.
So did she.
Yeah, wow.
Oh, I'm sorry. I love you.
You've had Goose for 27 years? Gee. It's a long time. Good times, though. Good and bad. They always got to take the good and bad.
They got married in 1994.
Dang, she just said, "Wow, I'm only 27 years old."
I'll be 28 this month.
Dang. I mean, there's things being thrown around out here.
It took 7 years to propose, so practically married.
Oh my God. You can hear that, can't you?
What? I
The
wasn't
kid-
paying attention.
You have to get louder. We can all hear you.
My daughter's in there changing her diaper, but she's yelling because she's trying to get everybody's attention that the baby's not putting her feet down. And now she wants to get up and run around with a diaper off.
Yep.
If you're married and you've got it all figured out, you've been doing something wrong because the rest of us ain't figured anything
It's
out
fine.
yet.
If you want to let Skippy in, though, that'd be real cool. So Nala can go outside. Or I'll let Skippy in.
Ah,
Okay.
I know, right? You've been going 3 hours, buddy.
yeah,
2 hours
it's
and 47 minutes.
almost 3 hours.
Go to bed.
I guess nobody else wants to come up and say hey and chit chat. Alvin, don't you want to come up and say hey?
Captain Connor could.
Yeah. He'd probably cut his finger off again.
Alicia could if she wasn't so worried about her looks.
What did he say?
He said Alicia could come up if she wasn't so worried about her looks.
You're going fishing.
But then Ken said the same thing. I've been sick and I've been I'm just a wreck right now.
Boring.
Yeah. I'm just a wreck.
Hi, I'm Ken, boring fisherman. I've been sick.
Now I'm super sick right now.
How do you join the video? You go up to the top to the pinned comment and follow that link in.
Who's going up?
But just so you know, we try to
Yes,
keep this very, very family friendly.
Look at your unicorn.
Captain Connor's Adventure. Come here. Come here. She had to change out of the watermelon. And now we have unicorns. I'm glad she wasn't wearing this a minute ago. I'd have been saying unicorn peed on me.
See what Mel says?
Yeah, I figured out how to sleep with your own blanket and own your own boat. I said, yep, that's about it. Yep. I hate getting woke up at night, getting my blanket stolen from me. Can you say hi, everybody?
Hi,
Say I'm
Trinity.
sorry. Say I'm sorry I peed on my dad.
I don't think think that was very sincere.
I don't think it was either. She's like, I planned it that way.
I think that was kind of fake.
Yeah, that was pretty much forced right there, buddy.
Look at me and Dada.
That is me and you. That's Earl. Look, Earl has a deer up there. Look at the deer. Say hi.
Oh, Dada,
That is a deer.
what does it say?
What does it said? It said it.
It said, what'd she do?
Do it again. That deer went.
Not good.
You're not doing it again?
No.
Okay. I bet you will. What'd that deer say?
Is that
There he is.
Hey, hello.
What's going on? Hey,
Connor.
hey, hi, Captain Connor.
I didn't
Sorry you cut your finger.
Hello, how you doing?
We're not liable for any damage that you do to yourself from the live.
Yeah. Say, I'm on Daddy's lives all the time, and Earl likes me to come up. I'm like a special guest. No, oh, you want down now? Right after I said it, she's like, can I get down? There you go.
So you guide fishing trips up there?
Yeah, so that's what I'm doing this summer since I just moved up last summer. That's been my dream for ever since I was a teenager, and I worked up here as a deckhand on a charter fishing boat, which was my dad's friend who I've known my whole life. He ran a lodge up here out of Tenakee Springs, which is on Chichagof Island, about an hour float plane ride from Juneau. And he would also, in the wintertime, he would guide for salmon and steelhead out at Forks on the Olympic Peninsula. And so they always told me that I was going to be a deckhand. So when I was 17, they brought me up and had me be a deckhand. And that was a whole new eye opener, even though I was always fishing, you know, the whole Washington for salmon, trout, steelhead, all that my whole life. Yeah. That was a big eye opener. And so that's what really got me wanting to be a charter captain. So
awesome. That's
I've
awesome.
always thought it'd be fun to work on a charter boat, but I have a 20-foot boat and I take a lot of people out with me, and I get stuck tying all the lines for everybody and running the boat a lot of times, and that's a lot of work, and I don't get a lot of fishing in. But
right.
I don't mind it that bad, but I do kind of like to fish. I mean, that was kind of the point of getting the boat, you know. But as long as I take fish home at the end of the day, I'm good. But I still do kind of like to catch a fish every now and again.
Right. I've seen a lot of your videos, and I've kept up with you since how long have you been doing that for? A few years?
Yeah, 2 or 3 years, something like that.
Yeah, because I think I hopped on board pretty early, and I've kind of always just hidden the shadows.
Yeah.
You know, and I've watched you. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of just it's exactly that. I mean, the nice thing about the company I'm going to work for is they let you get about 1 day off a week, and on that day off a week, you can take out your own boat, the boat that you use for them. Yeah. And honestly, most of the boats here are about that 18 to 24 footers. Yeah. They're not huge.
Yeah.
Because this area is very it's very closed. It's just like Puget Sound, where you know you're fishing out of a lot of inlets and such like that. So there's always islands you can hide from the wind.
Yeah.
So
were you watching mine back when I was in my old boat still?
I think so.
Because that was, let me see here. I'm going back to see how long I've been doing this. I know I've been putting out videos once a week now for a year. A year from January, I've been putting out at least one a week. And okay, so here's 2 years ago from about now is when I started doing somewhat regular videos. Most
Right,
of
you've been killing it.
Most of them are still saying 1 year ago, but it was that's probably almost hitting 2 years ago by now.
Yeah, because I remember watching your videos of you guys are out of Oregon, right? And you're catching,
Yeah.
you do a lot of fishing for the bottom fish and
Yeah.
lingcod and rockfish and such,
Yeah.
and salmon too.
Yeah. Well, this is the first year I did salmon, or last year was the first year I went for salmon. But we killed them. I mean, for Oregon, we did great. But
Yeah, you
trips,
crack me up with
we got-
your spinning reels and your downriggers and stuff. It cracks me up.
we didn't have downriggers.
Oh no, it was just you're just using
Just using
lead
16
and
ounce lead.
divers, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well, not even divers. Well, all we were using is 12 or 16 ounce lead.
Right.
And we were only
right.
going down about 10 feet under. But we were slaughtering them. We got 4 trips. We got 26 keepers.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Well, you
Hey,
know,
buddy, I'm
that's
going to jump
something-
off of here and
all right. Thanks for coming up.
no
Later,
problem.
Dog.
Good to meet you, sir. And I'll
Likewise.
talk to you later, Earl.
All right.
Later, everybody. Have a good evening.
But yeah, you know, my old man, he taught me most of everything I know, and I've kind of taken everything he taught me and taken that to another level. But my old man grew up fishing the Puget Sound, and his father, my grandfather, which I never got to meet because he sadly passed away in the 80s, early 80s, before I was born.
Yeah.
And he taught everything my father knew, but all they ever did was my grandfather. I hear stories. All he used to do was troll like a 6 ounce lead and a cut plug out of Elliott Bay, and right out in front of Seattle,
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
And that's all he ever used, and he caught all the species all the time because, as my father used to always tell me, big fish come up to feed. They always come up to feed.
Yeah.
Early in the morning. Depending on the tides, they always got to come up to feed.
Yeah.
And that's just something about salmon too. In general, salmon, steelhead, and trout is, their eyes can only look forward and up. They can't look down. They have to
Yeah.
swim down to
Yeah.
look. So if you're always higher or above, you always have a chance at them. Always.
So you could almost see the flashers. That's how shallow we were fishing.
Right. Right.
I mean, there was sometimes that one spot we went over there, we had 4 rods out and I think 3 of them went off about the same time. I mean, like there was always something going on.
Right. Right.
I mean, no, it wasn't always, but when there was action, it seemed like there was continual action. There was sometimes we trolled for hour and a half without getting a hit, but then we'd find a spot where they were hitting. I'd mark that spot and we'd just keep going back over it until we got them. But yeah, I don't know. That's a lot of fun. I still don't like salmon fishing in the rivers. I don't know. I just don't get that.
Yeah, well, it's totally different too, because when you're fishing in fresh water, right? I'm sure you know this, but just to kind of beat the dead horse here, when salmon enter the river, their throats close up and they stop feeding, right?
Yeah.
So it's more of instinct and aggression is why they hit.
Yeah.
And that's why spinners and twitching jigs and even eggs and bait and stuff like that, it just is an instinctual reaction to it. But I'm totally with you there on trolling out in saltwater. I mean, there's plenty of times I've gone to, I use downriggers, and so I'll let back my flasher and my hoochie or my
Yeah.
fly or my bait or whatever spoon. And I go to attach it onto the downrigger clip. And as I'm holding the line in my hand to attach it onto the clip, I start feeling it tug.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and they're hitting it, right? I mean, it's
Yeah. Yeah. No, we had one. It was a cutthroat. The guy that was doing all the line rigging while I was driving the boat, he put the line in. The flasher wasn't, I don't even know if the flasher hit the water yet. He's like, hey, look at this. There's a cutthroat right here. And it was following the herring. He said, should I let it get on? I was like, sure. And he just dropped it just a little bit and the thing hit it, but it didn't get the hook. But it was right there by the boat.
right.
Anyway.
No, yeah, that's awesome.
But yeah, I got some guys that are going to take me out halibut fishing this year too, and hopefully get out for some tuna. I've never done either one of those, so
I've done some halibut fishing in my days, but not a lot. It's mostly been salmon and bottom fish because I grew up in Puget Sound, so I was always restricted in the Puget Sound. But I have worked up here a couple times, and it sounds like I don't know, halibut fishing can be a little bit different here versus there, because here we have I know back in Oregon and Washington, a lot of times you got to go kind of out farther offshore a lot of times for them. And
how far do you go?
Well, here, in May and June, you may have to go, anywhere from 5 to 25 miles out. But once you start talking into when the salmon start running, you fish closer and closer and closer into all the fresh water, wherever the fresh water pours out, because they're sitting there eating all the carcasses of all the spawned out fish. I mean, guys will talk about into August and September here, and they're fishing in 50 feet of water right out in front of freshwater inlets for these halibut.
No, I was fishing. The furthest I've ever been out in my boat was about 8 or 9 miles straight off the jetty tips. That's the furthest I've ever been out. So I've been south about 7 or 8 miles south, but only like a mile or mile and a half, 2 miles out from land.
Right.
Yeah, I've never been out far enough I can't see shore unless it's foggy. I mean,
right, yeah, you hearing the foghorns of the big ships.
Yeah, I went I went out last year when it was foggy and I was just driving in circles for a while. Hey, Danimal, welcome in. Yeah, that's a little rough trying to drive in the dark and fog with the compass, but.
Yeah, I see this comment from Grits and Glamour. The thing about guiding is you have your personal time to fish, but getting paid and seeing the smiles and the experience for people that you put on the fish is a different kind of satisfaction.
Yeah, it is.
Earl, I'm sure you can relate to that. I mean, how many times do you bring people out from, and I can tell you have a Southern accent, so I'm sure you're from the South, I'm assuming.
I'm originally from Virginia.
Right. And a lot of people that you bring out to fish are a lot of people from out of state. I'm assuming.
Some of them are, not all of them, but some of them are, yeah.
But you bring them out and you're the guy who knows the spots. You're the guy who knows kind of the fishery, the fishery that you're, you set them all up. And, I've seen your videos where you're like, okay, put this out, put it in the holder, wait, or whatever, or keep jigging if you're doing for bottom fish, and just seeing the smiles and the enjoyment that people get out of doing that. I mean, you're basically, you're that close away from doing basically, guiding itself right there, which I totally have to agree with Grits and Glamour's comment, which is just, I mean, that's what it's all about, right? I mean, bringing people up and taking them out to do the same thing that we love to do, and enjoying your time doing it and seeing the views plus catching the fish. So
I took a guy out last year salmon fishing for coho that his sum total of experience salmon fishing was he bought a guide trip, and I'm not even sure where it was. He caught a nice Chinook, and the guide. So what do you do with a salmon when you catch a salmon on a guide boat? You bleed the thing out and you put it on ice, right?
Right. Yeah.
All right. So no, this guide took a rope and strung it through the gills and out the mouth and hung it over the side of the boat. I was like, oh no, he did not. And he's like, yeah, he said, I he was a little nervous about that and whatever. He figured the guy knew what he was doing. And guess what? A sea lion got it.
Yeah. Sea
Imagine
lion.
that.
Right.
Imagine that. So that was the only fish they hooked all day. So the guide feels bad. So he sells him another trip for half price. And they don't catch any on that trip. So that's just sum total. He went twice and paid for a trip and a half and never got a salmon. So, I mean, it happens, whatever. I said, well, I'll take you out for free and I'll get you a salmon. That ain't no problem. So we go out and we drop the lines in the water, and 5 minutes later, there's a salmon on the line, and he's pulling it in and get the thing in. And, oh, you got a salmon? Well, that was easy. I was like, yeah, that's the way it's been. I mean, and that trip, we were out, that was a Friday evening, and we were planning to go out the next day. Boss man told me early Friday afternoon, go out and find the salmon so I don't have to look for them tomorrow morning. So we went out and found the salmon Friday night. We were only out for 2.5 hours and came back with 6 salmon.
Right. Yeah. No, exactly.
Anyway, he had never seen the likes before. So he went with us on Saturday again and went home with 2 more salmon. So, I mean, he went out twice and got 4 salmon.
Well, yeah, and you guys have a lot to look forward to this year, and so do I up here. Our forecast this year, Earl, is it's about the same as last year, but with a little bit of a slight uptick from what I've looked up. Slight uptick, and especially on the king salmon. The king salmon, the numbers aren't way higher than last year. However, the size, we're going to have a lot more 4, 5, 6 year fish coming back, which means those 30, 40, 50 plus pounders, which that's what I'm talking about. Right.
Yeah. No, I don't follow that much because, like I said, last year was the first year I ever fished for salmon. But they were saying that last year was by far the best year they've had here in Oregon in a long time, and this year is right behind it, or the same as whatever. I mean, so I'm kind of looking forward to that.
When you guys had last year, I'm pretty sure. Somebody quote me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure you guys had one of your better coho runs for.
No, that's what I'm talking about. The coho run was one of the best in years.
Right.
Like many, many years. And this year it's supposed to be the same way. So
awesome.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I'm looking forward to that, but
what do you run a lot of there, Earl? I mean, obviously I'm sure you run the hotspot flashers, all that Gibbs flashers, but what do you like to run behind them?
All we did last year was a short bus and about a 18-inch leader with either just a plain old herring or Brad's bait or a hoochie, or I think that was about the 3 that we used.
Right.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
Oh,
I
I
love
think-
those.
I think they did it without the short bust too, just a lead with just a plain herring.
Right. Yeah.
But I think this year we're going to do a few more Brad's baits and hoochies and just skip the whole herring because we went through so much bait last year. And if you
Right.
can just chop it up and get a smell out there, that's all you need.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, I got a lot of herring this year too, but I don't know if they're good enough for the salmon or not. I don't know if I took good enough care of them. But,
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, if you're stuffing them into a Brad's a cut plug,
yeah, I
then
know.
it doesn't.
I know.
It's the scent all that matters.
Right,
That,
right. That's what I figured too. We could use them at least for that, or on a hoochie, you just cut a chunk off and put it on there anyway. So they
Now,
work great. For that.
Something I do with that is I will strip them out beforehand and I put them on rock salt, and that really hardens them up, and then that way you
Okay.
can have your bait set for many days, and they
Yeah.
toughen them up because something I would always really frustrate me is you'd go out, you'd have your nice strip of herring on your hoochie, stuffed up inside the hoochie, right, and then you're trolling. Let's say you're trolling with the tide, but then you make a turn, and then that current hits it, and it'll rip that bait off. So if you brine it up in some rock salt just that night before, cut it up, put it on some ice cream salt, some rock salt.
Yeah.
Put it in the garage, or just even lay it on top of the fridge for that first night over, and then after that you can just keep it in the fridge. And if you really want to get technical, you can throw some krill powder in there too, which I don't know how much that really helps, but if you're talking you and a fleet of 100 guys, that can be the difference sometimes. But that's what I like to do, just to toughen it up.
Yeah.
But
we might try something like that. But I mean, if we get 4 Brad's baits, there's no use in toughening it up because it's all inside.
So, right. Well, right. Yeah. No, that's specifically for hoochies.
Yeah. And we were talking about getting more Brad's baits because I mean they work fine, and you don't go through near as much bait that way. So
right.
We might.
Well, and what about spoons? You ever run spoons?
Not really. Do you put any bait on that, or you just run the spoon?
No, I'll rub a little bit of scent on the spoon.
Yeah.
But I use spoons more. I know a lot of guys use spoons for cohos. I'm a real big believer in hoochies for cohos, and then I'm like 75 spoons, 25 hoochies for kings. And you always want those shorter leaders on the hoochies for the coho and kings because it gives it that action.
Yeah.
I use probably about a 28 to 34 inch leader from the flasher to the hoochie for the action, but for spoons I use about a 42 to 46 inch leader because it has that own action on its own. And I use about the spoon size I use is 2.5, 2.5, 3.0, 3.5, and that all is relative to the size, 2.5 inch, 3 inch, 3.5 inch. And I really like like the Gibbs Delta spoons. Well, I can't think of it off the top of my head, but like color, as far as colors, like cookies and cream, the black and white. I use last year, everybody in the Puget Sound was using cookies and cream, and you couldn't find them anywhere. I mean, they were sold out everywhere. So I started using the kitchen sink. Well, the kitchen sink is the color. A kitchen sink is the same thing, except it's literally cookies and cream, but it has a strip of green right down the middle.
Oh, okay,
and I caught the primary amount of all the kings I got was on that alone. And sometimes I didn't even need to rub scent on it. It just but it's it's all about matching the bait size too and things like that. So
Did you notice you know who I'm talking about when I talk about Parker?
What is it? One more time.
Parker, the big guy on my boat when we were salmon fishing.
Probably not. The name doesn't ring a bell at the top of my head, but I'm more of a face guy, so I'm sure I do remember.
He looks kind of like I do, but the guy that stuck his thumb with the hook that time,
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I remember that.
So-
Yeah.
So the first couple times he went out with me salmon fishing, his reflexes were so fast that rod would start going and he'd jerk it right out of their mouth. I mean, they hadn't even gotten hooked up yet. But we kept telling him, just wait. Just give it 3 seconds.
Right.
Anyway, he finally got it down and he started catching it. But
Well, that's my old man saying. I mean, my old man used to always say, let him eat it.
what face? I don't know what you're talking about, Alicia. Oh, maybe Dominic. The emoji face. I had to go back up in chat and see that, but are you on a phone?
Yeah, I am.
So can you see the chat or not?
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's talking about Dominic Hollis fishing.
Yeah. I see that now. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of fish. There's too much fishing to do right now.
Yeah, have you fished the Columbia at all for the springers?
No.
Because I actually just flew back to Ketchikan on Saturday. I was down with seeing my family in Renton, which is just south of Seattle. And I was down there for the past like 3.5 weeks. And, we did all kinds of stuff when I was down there. I mean, with a lot of plunking on the Cowlitz, which we did catch a springer one day, caught a ton of steelhead, went out to fish CQ for the bottom fish up on the, I wouldn't say peninsula, but very close to, basically, the peninsula. Did the bottom fishing, got black sea bass, lingcod, cabezon. And then also we went out with my buddy and fished on the Columbia for the springers. And it was starting to pick up right as I left. A lot of buddies of mine started picking up fish, which, it's not the fast and furious like coho fishing, that we're used to. It's you're trolling all day long. And if you get a couple fish, it's like, you're doing really, really good.
Yeah.
But you're just fishing a cut plug. Later in the season, you'll use like into mid to late April, you'll start using the regular 360 flashers. But before that, like we were using all triangle flashers. Yeah. And I don't want to quote my buddy on this because I don't remember that much because I just put him in charge of the gear. But I think they're about the same length I'd use for a spoon, which is like 42 inches to a cut plug. And that was the green label herring. And you dye them rather green or you dye them blue. And you troll them basically, I mean, as slow as you can, as long as the cut plug's spinning. Any faster than that, you don't want to go. And but no, those spring Chinook are just absolutely amazing eating, and they're worth it every single time. Even if you get one and you split them between a couple 3 guys on the boat, they are absolutely worth it 100%. And it's a fun fishery. And also you don't have to troll either. You can hog line, just anchor up to a piling, tie your rope behind a piling, or throw your anchor out in a close to the bank where there's a travel lane there, and throw out a couple K14 quick fish and sardine wrap it, or even you can plunk out. You can even throw a lead weight with a herring, a cut plug on it, or a coon shrimp with a spin glow. I mean, but that is an amazing fishery, and I think that closes here within the next couple days. However, the quota this year was a lot bigger than it's usually been, and the return was bumped up from 80,000 last year for the total Columbia Spring Chinook return. It's now up to, I think it was 89,000 last year. Now it's about 120. So they bumped it up 30,000, and the retention quota was like 2,000 last year, and now it's close to 4,000. And I highly doubt that they're close to that retention rate. So
Yeah, I doubt it too.
they will probably open it up again here by rather the end of the month or into early May. And if they open it up again, I would suggest anybody who lives even within 2 hours of the Columbia, if you got a boat, I would get down there. I would fish. I would fish in front of the mouth of the Cowlitz, in front of the mouth of the Cowlitz, or I'd fish in front of the mouth of I'm having a brain fart here.
The Willamette.
On your side, yes, for sure, the Willamette. And then what's the I'm having a total brain fart. What's the other river up there that comes right out of
Troutdale?
No, just south of Longview. Big Steelhead River. I'm having a total brain fart right now.
Not the Sandy. The Sandy is up further.
No, yeah, I'm talking in Washington.
Yeah, I know it's the Kalama River, isn't it?
No, I'm having such a huge brain fart. But regardless, in front of any of those rivers, and like if you guys are on the Oregon side, definitely fish in the Willamette River, or even out the mouth. But any of those areas, if you guys get a chance, if they reopen it, I won't have a chance to get back down because our season starts here in the next few weeks. The second the cruise ship starts coming up, we're go time.
Yeah.
But you guys got to get out. Those are some of the best fish. I mean, I don't really like fishy tasting fish. That's my preference. You know, I know some people do like really fishy tasting fish. I don't like fishy tasting fish that much. And so I usually barbecue most of my salmon or smoke it. I'll oven bake them sometimes, but you know, sometimes you get that fishy taste. A Springer you can throw in the oven and not even douse it up that much with seasoning and stuff, and it still comes out fabulous just from all the natural fatty oils in it. I mean, it's just, have you had a chance to eat a Columbia River Springer yet, Earl?
No.
Oh man, you're missing out. You got to get on that.
I probably will never fish the Columbia because I have enough stuff closer to me.
Right. Okay. Right.
And I mean, yeah, I have so much stuff. I have the ocean, and I just found out that I have walleye within an hour from me. I've never caught a walleye.
Oh, really?
I want to go catch a walleye.
Oh, excellent.
And the smallies down in the Umpqua and the shad run down in the Umpqua. There's also a striper run down in the lower part of the Umpqua, but I doubt I'll even go for that. But I like being out on the ocean, to be honest with you.
I don't blame you there.
So, yeah, I don't know. Ted's back for a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. I'll probably shut this down here in another 15, 20 minutes anyway. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm hanging on for my last leg. I got a little bit of battery left in the phone.
Yeah. No, I appreciate you coming up. I mean, you got a wealth of knowledge on something that I don't do much of. So, I mean, it's good to hear from you. And
well, you know, you seem to have a pretty good recipe going on there. I've watched a lot of your videos, and you know what you're doing. And you know, the thing is too about all of this stuff, and it goes with any kind of fishery, right? Is man, what did somebody tell me the other day? You know, they said it's like cooking recipes. You know, there's 100 different recipes to cook this one thing. And the trick to fishing is taking all those recipes in and combining it into your own, right?
Yeah, yeah. No, I'll tell you, I have a friend that moved out here from Ohio that lives up just north of me about an hour. And him and me are very, very much alike in that we don't care how big the fish is as long as we're putting it in the boat. You know, I mean, we'll go out and fish for sea bass, but we don't like sitting on a river trolling all day for one fish. That
Oh,
is
right.
not our thing. We want action. And you talk about going and the fish is so good it's worth splitting 3 ways with 3 guys if you only get one fish a day. That is not my type of fishing at all. The guys that do it, more power to them. I don't have any problem.
Right.
But that's not my kind of fishing. I like going out. Number one, bottom fish is easy. Okay? You catch fish.
Right.
You catch fish. It's easy. They taste fine. I like bottom fish just fine. I'll eat them all day.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah.
Coho is easy. You get fish on the boat. I mean, why go for the
Right.
kings when you can get coho all day long? You know, that's I like I said, I like putting fish on the boat, but
Well, yeah, and I'll have to agree with you a little bit there too. The whole Springer fishery, not to knock it, but it is kind of an elitist Northwest thing, where
it is.
you know, like me, I've always like people who don't like humpies. Like, yeah, humpies aren't the best fish, but I'm not a humpy hater. You know,
Yeah.
Humpy, coho, they're all great, and it's all the way that you cook them, right? I mean, I'm
Yeah,
totally
yeah.
with that. And bottom fish too. There's so many applications to eat bottom fish. I mean, yeah, you can do
there is.
your fried fish and chips. You know, you got your fish tacos. You can do a white fish bake. My buddy
Yeah.
does a bake with them. Oh, it's excellent. There's so many applications, and I'm totally with you there. So
Yeah, it's kind of like a potato. You can do all kinds of stuff with it. You can do mashed potato. You can do baked potato. You can do scallops. You can do
right.
fries. You can do, there's all kinds of ways you can
Exactly.
think about anything, but no. But the funny thing, my buddy goes over to Odell and fishes for the kokanee, and he quit telling the guides last year in front of their customers how many fish he was catching because
Making them feel bad.
yeah, he said they would go out to the same place he was and fish the same way he was fishing, and he would come back limited out, and they would have 6 fish on the board. He said every day he would go out, and if he didn't limit out, it was almost limited, and those guys would come back with, some of them didn't have any, and some of them would have 4 or 5, 6 fish with their whole
Right.
crew of people. And he said they were fishing the same thing he was fishing the same depth, doing everything the same he was, just flat not getting them. And he just, after a while, he just quit telling them. So, Bubba Gump shrimp moment. That's right.
Oh yeah, with the potatoes.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I have a friend, Ted. I have one or two. Off the
Well-
Hook gave me a super sticker.
Super
Sweet.
sticker. Wow.
99 cents. Man, at least I made some money today. Yeah.
When are you going to do your next live chat there, Earl?
You mean here or out on the water?
Oh, just however you're going to do it. for
I do
YouTube.
one every Monday night usually. Like
Okay.
this would be. I usually premiere a video Monday and then go live right after. And sometimes I do on Friday nights as well, but I don't know if I will. I have a video that I need to put out Friday. I haven't edited it yet, so I need to get on that. But It's going to be a very, very short one because I only have a total of about 2 minutes of video at the most.
Well, something's better than nothing, right?
Well, I took my camera out and it wouldn't record.
Oh, wow.
So I have a 24-second clip that 10 seconds plays of it. And then I have another one that I got on Tacticam instead of my camera. And then I have an outro that I did. But my intro, none of that stuff recorded. So I have to, what I'm actually going to do is I was out with Steve from Wyoming, another YouTube channel. He put a video out of that same thing. So what I'm going to do is put what I have together and then refer everybody over to his video to see what actually happened, basically.
All right.
It'll be a short one, but that's kind of what's going on there. And
well,
then
I will definitely stay in tune with your just because as of the past couple at least weeks and months, at least I've been so busy I haven't been able to stay up to date with.
Right.
I mean, you go on your, I scroll through my YouTube subscriptions and, I only see so much and I just kind of scroll through really fast and I don't even have time to watch videos because I'm rather cooking dinner or sleeping or I'm fishing because even though we've been in the off season, I've been fishing for steelhead and everything else. But I'll have to keep up to date and I'll start joining your live chats a lot more often, at least until the season starts. So,
yeah.
But I would rather say goodbye before my phone dies and I just disappear.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for having me on, Earl. I love chatting with you. Love your videos. And I'll have to join again soon and we can chat it up a little bit more.
Hey, I appreciate that. I appreciate feedback. Whether it's good or bad feedback, I still appreciate it. So helps me to figure out what I should or shouldn't do more of. But I'm glad some people like them at least. And you'll find a crowd. No matter what you put out there, you'll find a crowd that'll watch. So
right. Well,
anyway.
I'm watching and I'll keep watching. Thank you so much, Earl.
I appreciate it. Have a good one.
You too. Bye.
Thanks for coming up. Well, guys, I think I'm going to end it here. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me for this long. And Alicia's sharing links to some of her friends. Make sure you pick them up. And in any of my lives, you guys that are still in here and are mods, feel free to share those people that you would like to see their channels grow. I don't mind that on my channel at all. I would actually encourage that. Get the channels out there and get them shared out so people can find them. I just got Tanya Hollis's Alicia. Didn't have her, but I think I had Dominic. Yes, I have Dominic. I did not have her. Danimals, I don't have, and I'm not getting him. He's kind of actually, I do have him. So, all right, guys, I'm going to end it. Appreciate you being here. Have a good evening and have a good week.